Hello.
Oh,
Yay! Okay, there is
so uneventful. Welcome to the Raconteur Society. We are a Tuesday night gaming group that gathers here in the deep state of Illinois to play random role-playing games that we've been playing all the life.
Not random.
Yeah. I mean, we pick.
Selected, but
yes,
assortments of different
Yes.
things. Tonight we are
Copia, if you will.
venturing into Twilight
That would be a
2000.
good one.
With our GM tonight will be Brad running the game, so I'm going to hand it over to him while I get the rest of this stuff set up.
And as Rob said, we are playing Twilight 2000. This is the 4th edition, published by Free League.
hello.
So this is the first actual sort of intro. So we're really trying to play it other than me. And
Douglas says, "Hi guys."
Hi guys. Hello.
So before we start, we're going to kind of go over a little bit of what to expect and some of the rules.
Hi, Douglas.
So we do already have characters made, and so you guys are kind of familiar a little bit with that, but I figure the first thing we're going to do is talk about how dice and stuff, the roles work in this game. So, even if you don't have a skill list, a point in a skill, you can still attempt to do it. It's just that you're going to rely on your main attribute for that skill.
Instead of adding them.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The only you can possibly still get another dice, and that comes into bonuses and penalties. Okay, so when you do go attempt at something, you will get your main attribute, you'll get that dice, and then your skill
We
dice.
froze, Mike.
Freeze.
We're trying to do a reset.
It's running.
He froze. So, you have your main attribute and your skill dice, and then you'll add in any specialties you have, and that'll be like a bonus, and that'll give you any penalties. And what it is, so like if you have a main attribute, that's going to be like an A or a D12.
Yeah.
And then let's say your other one is a C, which is a D8.
Okay.
Okay. And then I say you get a bonus. What you're going to do is you're going to raise a die type. Okay, and what you're gonna do, whether you raise or lower, you're gonna try and equal parity with the dice. So if I have a D12 and a D8, and if I take a penalty, I'm gonna go with the D12 first, and I'm gonna drop it to D10.
Okay.
If I'm getting a bonus, I'm gonna take the D8 and I'm gonna move it up to D10.
So you want to try and get them.
You want to try and get them to the same type of dice.
Okay. Got it.
So,
Okay, that really doesn't make a lot of sense, but we'll find out. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, it will.
Yeah.
Then you can
I get what
also,
you're saying.
just like in Tales from the Loop, you can push a roll.
Okay.
Okay. So when you push a roll, basically any of the busts or failure symbols, you'll keep those, and any successes you'll keep, and then you'll re-roll your dice.
Okay.
Okay. Now the only thing is normally if you ever roll a bust on a normal roll, you can pretty much ignore those on normal skill rolls and stuff. But if you push and you end up with 2 of these, you can still possibly complete your task if you have a success. But if you have 2 of these, that means something does go wrong. Okay. Either you hurt yourself, just like in Tales from a Loop, you take a penalty, you take a loss.
Right.
Or if you're using gear, you'll break the gear.
Gotcha.
Something like that. You'll most gear has a reliability number, and that number will lower until it goes down to 0, and then it breaks.
I see.
So,
Okay.
now the only time that the bust does count, even on your normal roll, is when you are doing combat.
Okay.
Okay. So, and one of the reasons it goes with the ammo dice. So now, let's explain the ammo dice. When you're in combat, you'll do your normal roll, but you can also decide to roll the rate of fire of your weapon. You can either do fire a single shot, which is just 1 bullet, in which case you don't roll any ammo dice, or you can decide to roll bursts.
Okay.
If your weapon has a rate of fire of 3, you can spend 3 ammo dice.
Okay.
And then when you roll those 3 ammo dice, so I've got 3d6, I'm going to roll, I'm going to count them up. So I rolled 5, 2, and 3, so it's 10. That means I fired 10 rounds from my rifle. I want to mark off that ammo.
Okay.
Okay. But now you'll notice also on the ammo dice, and that's the tan one, the light tan one. These are just only for ammo dice. You'll notice there's an ammo symbol, which is good, and then there's another bust symbol, and that's bad. So if you get a bust symbol, all of your rolls between the ammo and your main one, then a jam will happen.
Right.
Something will happen, and you'll have to clear it. Usually, you'll still complete it just like a normal thing. You'll still complete whatever it is you do, but right after that last round, boom, it'll jam.
Okay. Got it.
And then if you get an ammo dice, you can do one of several things with it. The most immediate thing is if you only have a single target, what you'll do is you can add that on to the damage of the weapon. So if your weapon does a damage of 3 and I rolled 1 ammo dice with it, I can make it a damage of 4.
Okay.
And in addition to that, on your normal dice, if you get additional bonuses, successes beyond the first one just means you hit. But if I got like 3 successes, then I get to add 2 more damage possibly.
Oh, I see.
So, and then if I had ammo, I would add that in too.
Okay.
So if I had if I had a total of 3 successes, that gives me plus 2 damage, and then I roll my ammo dice and I got an extra one, that would give me basically 3 successes, and my weapon does 3 damage. That means I do 6 damage.
Okay.
Okay. Now, that's one way of doing this. If you have 2 targets in the same hex. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
In the same hex, and they're both the same difficulty to hit, I could decide to split that damage. I could say I could put 1 damage on one guy, 1 damage on the other guy.
Okay.
Okay. If there's someone else that's like prone or somehow getting a different rating to be shot at, he would not be able to move points to him or anything. He would be out of it.
Yeah, we're definitely getting glare, Mike.
Yeah. I don't know if there's any way to get rid of that.
Just turn the light off. It's not that
Yeah, just turn it off for right now or whatever.
It's World War III. Not everything works.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Call it the fog of war.
Yeah. Yeah. Battle fog.
I have that every morning throughout the day until I go to bed.
I have that after Taco Bell.
Oh, that's battle fog. You're like,
That's more like mustard gas.
yeah, that's like Geneva coming by.
The fart of war.
Yeah.
Part of war, not the fog of war.
And everyone's like, please do. Please do.
Regardless of the damage, if this ever comes up, it's also that your opponent or you will have to roll against suppression.
Oh.
Suppression is doesn't hurt you, but it takes away your turn.
Yeah, keeps you
So
down.
yeah, it keeps you pinned down, and then you have to wait till the next round. So, and then when you roll for coolness, you roll both yours, and then if you have someone inside that's part of your unit, you get to roll your unit morale too as well.
Okay.
So you get your
Anastasia.
Hi, Anastasia. Hello, greetings and salutations. The words
Blue
that I
dice.
said.
Oh,
when you get hit. You just roll the 1. The white dice.
location, right?
So what else do I need to explain?
What is the famous, fastest, and most accurate?
Inaccurate. I don't know.
Yes, land mammal.
The land mammal.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the land mammal.
Yes. Thank you, Brad. I'm glad I can just thoroughly.
Ren and Stimpy. Ask Dr. Stupid.
So, and when it comes to your specialties, that does that in a bonus when you're doing something.
Okay.
And so I will try and keep track. I've got your things here, so I'll try and keep track of that and remind you.
Oh, good. I'm glad you got my things.
So I was trying to find that. What's the combat awareness?
Okay, combat awareness for you is when you draw initiative.
Yeah.
Actually, well, let's go next with initiative.
Okay.
So how you do initiative is pretty easy. We've got 10 cards. You're going to draw a card. That's going to be your initiative. It's 1 through 10.
Okay.
Low guy goes first. High guy goes last. You've got a special ability, combat awareness. When you draw your card, you can decide to keep it or draw a different card.
Ooh. Okay. So it's like level
Now,
headed.
but that doesn't mean you get to draw first all the time. So
Yeah.
just, whatever's left is left.
Right.
Now
But if
here,
I've got
10, it's like, well,
Yeah, and there's other cards, and when
Are you stuck with the second card, or do you get to choose which card you want to keep?
I will let you keep what you want.
Okay.
ooh,
I
So
can't
if you
remember how it is in the
draw another
book,
one
but I'll
that's
allow you to
lower.
keep what you want.
Okay. It's good
So-
to know.
is it normal cards or is it
Huh?
special cards?
There's special cards here.
Jumbo
For NPCs, I will usually do them as NPCs. I will usually do them as a group. So they typically go up, but that's the way it is in the book, but I kind of like to break them up a little bit, if
Right.
that makes sense.
Right.
So they will have usually 2, maybe 3 cards, depending on exactly how much we're dealing with, or I kind of try to deal with them as groups. Now here's the kicker, though, the interesting thing. You can exchange your initiatives.
Oh.
Okay. So if you're setting up an ambush or something like that and you draw initiative and you have time, you can automatically decide and interchange your initiatives as you wish.
Okay.
During the game, if you wish to change initiative, you have to be able to speak to a person. They have to agree, and then you have to exchange on the appropriate turn.
Okay.
So, but that is something you might want to do if things don't line up right. Like if you've got a guy with the rocket launcher and you got a loader, well, you're going to want the loader to go first.
Yeah.
And the guy with the rocket launcher.
Yeah.
It doesn't do you that guy. It doesn't do the guy with the rocket launcher any good if there's no rocket there.
Yeah.
Who would thought that was the first 5 times we did that? It didn't work out so well.
Or it might be in an ambush. You might want, hey, we want Wade to lead off. When he fires, that's when we're going to fire after him. It just all depends on how you want it. You can do it throughout the game as long as you can work it out with speaking to the other person and then doing it.
Okay.
And what does that lead me to? Oh, God.
Water. Yeah, that's for sure.
Okay, so we'll talk about actions. There's 3 types of actions. There's a free action. And that's going to be either like you say a few words, you drop to the ground, you drop a held item, or you go from partial to full cover.
Right.
Okay. Then a free action, you get 1 free action no matter what. You can either then take 2 fast actions or 1 fast action and 1 slow action. Okay. Right off the bat, I'll tell you, fast action, the one main thing with fast action is that is where aim is located. And that's the quick aim.
Okay.
So that's just me raising up my rifle and
Ooh, that's a good pose.
if you don't do the fast,
sandbag.
if you don't do the fast aim, then you have a penalty when you shoot.
Okay. All right.
Okay? Slow action is when you are going to shoot.
So fast action or slow action is come up
It pretty
and
much
shoot.
comes up at the same time.
Gotcha.
So a lot what you probably see is free action, go full cover, partial cover, fast action aim, slow action shoot.
Dirk has joined us. He says hello.
Hey, Dirk. Hey, Dirk.
Dark.
Looping. I don't know.
Of course, that still leaves you up. So when for the rest of that round, you're still up in partial cover. But
Right.
it's better than nothing.
Right.
For snipers, it is a slow aim. It's slow action.
Yeah.
So you actually have to kind of be careful what you're doing. It's probably not a good idea when you're in close quarters combat to try sniping unless you've got really good cover or something to keep people confused. Because you might, I haven't tried it out, I'm just theorizing this, but it just might be a little bit more difficult. Because sniping is usually done from a long distance away.
Yeah.
Some of the other stuff, I don't want to go too much in detail, but drive is a fast action. Most of your melee attacks are fast actions. Moving through a door is a fast action. Crossing over a barrier is a fast action. Going from full to partial cover is a fast action, rather than the opposite way around. Seeking any type of cover is a fast action. Dropping your backpack is a fast action. Reloading is typically a fast action. To pull out a hand grenade is a fast action, but to actually throw it, it's a slow action. So you
It's streaming over here. I just don't know why it's showing that there.
In the slow actions, melee attacks, most of your unarmed attacks, I guess, clearing a jam, throwing a weapon, any of your heavy weapons. So, and then just ask me, or I'll try and remind you as we go along, and I'll try and print out a chart next time so that you guys have it. Most weapons that you use, just so you know right now, normal weapons you'll fire at a person. The heavy weapons are typically fired at a hex.
That's fine.
What's that?
Heavy weapons are usually fired at a hex.
Okay.
Okay, not at an individual person. The only exception to this is machine guns.
Okay.
You got light, medium, and heavy machine guns. I've kind of tweaked the rules. Light machine guns you can fire at an individual as long as you're using your bipod or whatever is required. The other two we'll get a pin on.
No.
Yeah, like a -1 and a -2.
That was so bad it deserves a medal.
Because they're mainly meant for suppression fire, and because of the speed of the recoil, it's hard to aim it at an individual.
Makes sense.
Then we'll all die later.
Thanks for following. Thank you, Andrew Potter.
And I will tell you ahead of time, whenever you guys successfully do a skill or something like that, well, a little something you can erase, just like a Warhammer, for a little check next to it.
Oh.
Okay. Every time you successfully, if you want to advance it later, if you've already got a skill level 3, once you get 3 checks, you can advance it.
Kind of like Cyberpunk used to do that.
Yeah. And then if you don't have a skill, I will allow you, if you're shadowing someone to assisting them, you can get like a half mark if that person succeeds.
Okay.
So let's say he doesn't know anything about mechanics and he wants to learn from you a little bit. He can assist you, giving you a bonus because you can assist someone
Right.
and give them a bonus. And he assists you, and if you succeed, then he can get like a half mark.
I see.
So if he does it one more time, he'll have a full mark, and then whatever he wants, he can raise that. He can put a point.
I see. Okay.
Specialties, there's a chart, but like going from it's like 5, 10, 15, 20 to raise a skill.
Okay.
Specialties cost flat out 10, and those are the ones where you'll have to determine with me, like, hey, can I learn this? How do I learn this? Usually someone will have to teach you, and you do actually have to roll to see if you learn it. And if you don't learn it, you just have to spend more time doing it.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
the rate that you gain experience points is pretty much kind of like how Tales of the Loop is. It's going to be 1 to 5. Typically, I'm going to see mostly about 3.
Okay.
So I'm not going to be overly generous with it because this really isn't a type of game where you're going to bulk out
Yeah.
or anything like that.
Yeah. Probably
Go
die
on,
if you
get that.
individual.
Now, before we proceed, though, I want to make Dirk the official AI
Yes.
of the game.
Yeah.
He's going to be my Russian interpreter.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's your expert.
Plus, he's just got everything. You're like, it's saying here, jerry cans full of fuel can go outside the vehicle. Ammo should be stored in ammo cans. If you can, stored in water. That way, if you're hit by RPG, your vehicle won't totally blow up and kill everyone.
Yeah.
Attack no one unless you can ambush them. I mean, and then he had all his stuff. It's kind of like your training course you're going through. It's like, you're Johnson American. I'm here to save your day, and I'm like, God.
So,
God
like,
bless that man.
So
thank you,
one
Derek.
thing I like to impress again, I think I said before, is you don't get this whole group roll thing. Everybody rolls for like to see if you see something. You decide who's on recon, who's watching.
Who's watching? Yeah.
He's the one that's responsible.
Who's watching the watcher?
Someone
though?
could be assisting
Who
him,
watches the watcher?
but he's the one responsible for it. You know, you can't really pile up to do like one job with everybody just, everyone's doing it.
Back to back.
Who's a rabbit? Eyes of a potato.
So here's, I think, hopefully the last thing. That's maybe a little bit on combat, but the last thing is you got a shift, a stretch, and then
A tallywhack. Round, excuse me.
So a round is pretty much every time in combat, just like regular most games. A round is like one turn in combat.
Right.
Okay. A stretch can be anything from
What Mike did at work to
what might need to work to
I should have done
an
that.
hour, maybe 2 hours, or even as low as 15 minutes.
Yeah.
A shift is 6 hours.
Okay.
Hey, I like
That's where a lot of things
European.
you're going to decide what you're going to do. So first shift, Wayne is going to be on guard duty.
Oh, okay. Thanks for volunteering.
On first shift, you're going to be driving.
Okay.
Mike could be navigating. Rob could be sleeping. You know, and he could
And
have
navigating.
pleasure time or something. You know?
Sam's happy.
It's all to be honest.
Sam's
You will
happy
decide how
time.
you're going to sit down.
That's all. Everybody tell him while we suit and sit back there and play
Sam's happy time.
Oh, this is how we do it as a spy. We were like, what the hell?
So
Who's that guy?
you'll kind of regulate your day by these shifts.
Okay. Gotcha.
Primarily. And you'll kind of like, not everything is going to be always in travel. Eventually, you might have to stop, you know, and set up camp somewhere, and then, you know, because you're going to have food, you're on water.
This is real bad back.
Hi.
Every day you start, you eat one food, you drink one water. There will be times when I'll tell you might have to drink more water.
Okay.
Because if you're like building a tower, that's heavy labor.
Yeah.
You're going to be required. If you have an extended combat, you know, we spend like fucking 2 hours playing a combat, you're going to drink water after that.
Yeah.
You know. And that's up to you to keep track of that stuff. And then when you run out, you start marking off dehydration and stuff like that.
Okay.
Sleep is another thing to be aware of. You roll stamina. If you don't get a good night's sleep, you don't really get sleep. You know?
Gotcha.
So you can start getting fatigued. Everything.
So what happens if you have a lot of fatigue?
Eventually, if you have a lot of fatigue, you will just
die.
for fatigue, you'll just pass out.
Okay.
You won't be able to get up to do anything, even if
So
an army of horses ran over you, you would just like.
so my
I drink my song.
my wife is at that level, so she needs to roll do that because she's constantly I love you, Melcy, if you're there. If you're not, I still do.
But also the one main thing is if you're fatigued, dehydrated, or starving, you don't heal normally.
Right.
What?
That makes sense.
Yeah, your kind of healing gets caught. The way wounds work is on your sheet. You'll have to block off. You either get, I think there's 6 blocks. You should have a thing that says body or wounds or something like that.
It says damage and stress.
Yeah, damage is your damage is considered. Let me get a sheet out here so I can see.
Oh, God is giving a sheet.
Look at all this shit you gave us, Brad. Oh, it's everywhere. You put it on the ground on the table.
So hit capacity. So if your hit capacity is 5, those are 6 blocks. You want to block one of those out because that one won't matter. And then those 5 empty blocks, when you get 5 X's, basically you'll be incapacitated. You won't be dead, but you will be incapacitated. The best you could do is just squirm around on the ground and crawl.
So should we have a hit capacity?
Yeah, do you not have a hit capacity?
No.
Okay, maybe we didn't get that far then. We will finish that up then too.
Hit and stress.
Stress will be the same way, except that has to deal more with empathy. So,
Damn.
let's get
Well, that must really hurt. I felt that.
I didn't feel it.
I felt the concussion, you know.
Okay, so your hit capacity is going to be your strength and agility divided by 4, round up.
Strength and agility.
Divided by 4 and round up.
So that would make that a C plus.
It's still be a straight number.
So
Okay.
the, so the
You know what your
die type-
letters? You know what your letters designate?
No.
Okay. A D is a D6.
Hold on. I have to. Okay. Yay!
You can write it right next to the letter.
I'm gonna do that.
There's a
D.
spot.
Oh, actually, I'll start. Let's start at A because that's at the top of the list.
That's a
Okay.
12.
A is a 12. B is a 10. C is an 8. And D is a 6. They do provide you a spot in your character sheet to write those numbers down.
Where's that at?
Those boxes next to the. See how there's two boxes?
Oh, die phase. Oh, look at that.
On top of stuff here.
Yeah.
Yay! So you say 12.
So it was strength plus agility
Strength and
divided
agility.
by 3.
Divided by 4.
Divided by
And
four.
then you round up. I imagine most of you will either have 5 or 6.
Round up.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And then it's strength.
5.5, so 6.
And that
Right.
that is the
You get
what?
6, so you get all 6 blocks.
Okay.
That is the what?
That'll be for your hit capacity.
Hit capacity. Okay.
20 divided by 5, right?
4.
4.
That's 5.
For Mike, it's divided by 5.
Yes. Well, I'm talking about.
Okay,
Okay.
so take your
So I have
And
5
then
more.
agility, add those together.
Yes, so you'll go ahead and black out
So
one
divide by
of those
4.
blocks.
That's
Five.
5.
And you get another 5. So you get 6 blocks.
Capacity.
One of them is blocked out
5.
because you only have 5.
So you can mark
know what I
off
mean?
one of these boxes to start with. Because you're already. You
I would
already
block
have.
it in because if you take wounds, you put an X there. So maybe fill it in.
Okay. And you're going to do the same thing with intelligence and empathy, and that is going to be your stress capacity.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Intelligence and empathy.
Yes.
Divided by 5.
Divided by 4.
Well, my stress capacity is 4.
Ooh.
But my hit
But
capacity
you round it up.
is 6.
But you round up.
You round up.
Add them together and then divide them, right?
Yes.
By 4. And then you round up.
Okay, 5 left. And that goes under
That's stress capacity. And then it's the same.
I have a heart. I must have a 2 because this math is making me stressed.
Did you figure it out?
No. I have pi.
You can write it there. Hit capacity and strength. And strength.
Oh, yay!
Write it down too.
Yay!
Now you should all have coolness under fire, right?
Yes.
that mine says D.
Yeah. Is it D? Yeah, you didn't spend that much time.
I think the only
Holy crap, they're shooting at us.
the only military experience you had was at war, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you were basically the new recruit.
You just got drafted.
So
I think you were too, actually.
Yeah,
Me too.
as soon as you got to Germany and you got to your unit, they were like, "Let's go!" And you went on the offensive. You know.
Yeah, with me and my training's like, don't play with this uranium rod.
Yeah.
Pat the ground so everyone knows what it looks like. Oh, what do you got?
Came
You
off.
guys don't
Get
have
away from
unit morale yet, right?
Huh?
You guys don't have unit morale yet.
No.
Okay. Who has a command skill?
Command skill.
Not me.
Not you.
What would that be?
Under empathy.
It is under the empathy part. And I think it's the
First
top
one.
I have persuasion,
No,
don't have
command.
Command. It's
Under
that
empathy.
first one.
but I can persuade you to listen to me.
So no one has
very well.
command?
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Okay. Well, you're not going to worry about unit morale.
All right, guys, listen to
We
me.
double check just in case. I'll
No.
double check her, but I don't think we're going to.
Yeah, see?
Is there an F? Because I think we failed. At
Well, F is unskilled, so
well, yeah, that's
we all have F.
Yeah.
we all have an F.
F is for freedom, because that's what we're fighting for.
Yay. Yeah.
He's the fucking new guy.
Yipper.
Yep. Now you get to wear the bullseye for the first ever.
Well, that's zero.
No. I'm the doctor. I have to patch you together. So.
Yep. You guys will have no unit morale.
Yep. We suck.
We actually put a red
What
cross
do
on
we
his
do?
back and turned it into a targeting scope.
Yeah, there you go.
He's the sniper. No, he's the
So
medic. He's the
yeah, be
sniper.
careful on that. Yeah, eventually someone might want to try and get command, and you guys can kind of see how that works out when you guys play.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, I am a captain of like the little boats at the
You're
part.
a captain.
You were handed
Learn to
that.
command anybody.
Yeah. Here's your bar.
Yeah,
And
you're a captain, but so was Hawkeye.
That's exactly right. That's right. Yeah. That's funny.
Yep. And I can make moves too. So there we go.
We're not going to do buddies yet. We'll do that the next time when we get past the intro.
Okay.
A lot of you guys discuss that, and you can decide who you're
My buddy.
So that
buddy.
way get the characters in there too, and you guys. And the way I have it is you guys are just kind of thrown together. Anyway.
Right. Yeah.
You're blown together.
So as far as what kind of game this is, so when we get to combat, I'll explain a little bit more when we're setting things out. But
Once we start doing it, it'll be easier to explain anything.
I had no idea what's happening. I wasn't listening.
Yeah. So
Welcome
as
aboard,
far as this game is an open sandbox.
Oh,
What?
This is an open sandbox game.
but there's a giant cat walking around.
They also call it a hex crawl because the big map.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
hexes, and every time you move certain areas, you roll for encounters and stuff like that. Which is what I'm kind of do, not the way they do it, but I will do it. And then I have my own stories, and then you have scenarios. But basically, whatever comes up, you decide what you're going to do. You don't have to do it.
Right.
Okay, I'm telling you now, if you went through every single encounter I throw at you, you will probably be dead
Yeah.
in no time. Okay,
It is terrible.
So pick your fights.
pick your fights exactly, and then don't be afraid. Don't rely on me to provide the story. You guys can provide the story.
Yeah.
If you want to do something and plan towards it, you just let me know. If it's something that needs to be planned out ahead of time a little bit, then yeah, let me know. Otherwise, we will just wing it and we go. You know.
Oh, well, I'll be happy to take over. And we came upon the Russian
magic
armor
castle.
division, and the magic unicorns came and attacked.
And-
we got free armor and weaponry.
Just remember, like I said, you guys aren't heroes.
Right.
Okay?
What?
You're not heroes.
Oh, I bought a cake.
Yeah.
Well, actually, you might be a hero, Mike. You might end up being a very valuable character.
Yes, because I'm a medic.
So you guys don't let him die.
Yeah, I'm very depressed.
Don't fuck with Doc.
Yeah. We can beat him up a little bit. Just don't kill him.
Hey,
Just so I don't have to apologize 20 times in a row. If you die, I'm sorry, you die.
You die.
That's just the way it is.
It's war, son.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's not as bloody as it seems, but it is pretty bloody. There's a solo play for this game too, for those who are interested. It's kind of cool, but it doesn't have quite the charm of playing with friends, you know. But I think in the first encounter went all right because I set it up as an ambush. We were ambushing them, but I think my guy had his wrist shot, and so he couldn't use his hand for a while. You know, and another one we did, we tried to attack a tank and a truck because we didn't have rockets, but they were just bouncing off the T-72, and we could never really get into a position. In the game, it's sometimes kind of hard to move and get into a position to fire without them firing at you first.
Right.
Yeah.
It's difficult, you know, and it just like we survived. And we got them as much as they got us, but we came out with nothing out of it, you know.
Yeah.
And
Not even a t-shirt.
I think the last one I did, my special operator, he got his knee blown out, and so now he's lounging around in need of a surgeon in case anybody ever passes by.
Gotcha.
Oh, it happened.
So yeah, so I mean, he survived, and I'm actually a little bit hard in the game. They just say once you get past your healing period, you're fine. But it's like, now if you get a bullet to the knee, you're not just going.
You're not gonna just
Yeah.
Oh,
At least
You're gonna need a surgeon.
At least you get guard.
you know.
Yeah, I'd say at least you get a guard duty like in a
Yeah, you get easy work.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, it might be difficult. You know, and two, you got to figure out. You got to have your food, your water. You got to keep that stuff in mind.
Magic and dragons exist, right?
Yes. After that, other than that, you guys have any questions? And then we'll start to get into what's going on.
So we're gonna kind of start up right where we're leaving, or how to?
Yep. First of all, do you want me to go through and tell you how things start out? Just a little bit of the.
I think that would be good.
Yeah.
The person.
Take a position.
Just for jerking home. Hi, mom.
Let's take a quick moment, though, if we can.
You want to take a break?
Not take a break, but I want to explain what's happening. So, Mel C has donated us hot nuts. I don't know if you on TikTok can see that.
California Reaper.
But we sat around and we were figuring out how we can utilize these in a way that can hurt us the most. And we decided that if we get two different criteria to happen, one being that we get 100 subscribers on our YouTube channel. How far off now?
What?
Or,
In a night.
or
In a night.
No, if we get 100, doesn't matter.
I heard it tonight.
Before the end of the night.
I'm going to send out hate mails to everybody.
We are able to get people to donate the amount of fireballs on our TikTok stream tonight. Because we have it set for 100 fireballs.
Well, they get 100 fireballs. Yeah.
If they get 100 fireballs tonight, or we get
That'll
100
pay for my hospital bill.
subscribers on TikTok, each one of us will take a number off of a die, a D6, and roll it once an hour. And whoever gets that number has to eat a Carolina Reaper almond.
What? Are they salty too, Dirk Ats?
Just one.
Dirk Ats, are they salty?
I don't know. I'm not going to find out until I have to eat one. If I have to eat one. So that's what's going on with that. So go to our YouTube channel, subscribe.
Well, thank you, Rob, for volunteering. That's all.
It's like we're really playing Twilight.
Do we all agree?
Yeah. Why not?
I mean, I'll do it.
Yeah. I mean, we got 100 fireballs. Yeah. I mean, I'll have a fire butt.
I don't work. I don't work tomorrow.
Well, this would be
Or ever.
Well, I don't work on Wednesdays.
Well, no, if we get 100 fireballs tonight, like instantaneous, then we might do it
Well,
tonight.
when we do, but when we do, okay.
Somebody's gonna.
But also, if we get 100 subscribers on YouTube, either one.
Yeah, the fireballs are like a penny. They're like, oh, I'll give you a buck. I'll see you guys suffer for that.
How hot are
The
they?
Carolina Reaper.
Well, I know. I only hear about Carolina Reaper.
No, it was the hottest pepper in the world for like, I don't know, 4 or 5
Well,
years.
my lovely wife. Oh, hot salty nut sounds like a bad night. Yes. Well, my wife likes spicy, and she can usually eat light of spicy stuff. And she can only eat one at a time, and then she's like, "Oh, these are too hot." Oh God!
Oh my God.
This is the challenge we've all agreed to. So,
Where was that? I didn't get
agreed to. So we have to read one of those two criteria.
Well,
Either-
Melty agreed for you.
Yeah.
She gave it to us,
Yeah.
She gave us hot
Thank you, dear. I love you.
So 100 subscribers on YouTube or 100 fireballs on TikTok. If you're not on TikTok, that's okay. Go over there and check it out. If not, stay here.
One way or another, we will have some hot fireballs.
Either way, we'll have hot nuts in our mouths at some point.
Yep.
Against our will or not?
They will be salty.
We hope.
No.
I don't think salt would be good.
Anyway, so
All right. How it all started. I'm not.
Melty
I'm
gave you the
using
can.
most of what the 4th edition says for the timeline. I tweaked it a little bit because I didn't really want the whole NATO thing the way it is today. I just don't want that because I really don't think the Russians would have to do much. So I kind of tweaked it a little bit
Brad Burn.
and made it kind of a compilation of what some of the other people did and what I thought. So
you burn my nuts.
so everything goes the same way. 1989, in August, there's a solidarity movement in Poland and the start of the multi-party elections. November, the Berlin Wall comes down. 1990, August 2nd, Iraq invades in Kuwait, starting the Gulf War. October 3rd, German reunification. So we're kind of going on the same thing here. 1991, Lithuania and Latvia attempted to clear their independence from the Soviet Union, leading to an invasion of the Baltic states. This did happen. This invasion is condemned by the Bush administration and NATO. The independence movement is then joined by Estonia, and conflict started to broaden with much violence until the Soviet forces de-escalate the conflict and pull out of the Baltic countries. All 3 countries applied for NATO membership soon afterwards. That all happened.
So far, the CERN thing hasn't really affected anything.
February 28th, the Gulf War comes to an end. Okay, June 12th, Boris Yeltsin is elected president of the Soviet Union. Mikhail Gorbachev remains president of the Communist Party. The Bush administration begins shifting their dealings from Gorbachev to Yeltsin as the collapse of the Soviet Union is expected to take place. July 1st, the Warsaw Pact is formally dissolved. August 19th, this is where things change. The Gang of Eight takes place in the streets of Moscow, led by Chief of KGB Vladimir Khrushchev. Both Yeltsin and Gorbachev are arrested and removed from their respective offices. Riots take place in the streets of Moscow, but with no real leadership, and with only arrests and street violence. This actually did happen,
Yes.
but Yeltsin just said, no, I'm not going to go to jail. And basically it all started to fall apart. This time he did get arrested, and it basically goes the way they want. August 22nd, riots in Belarus and Ukraine take place, demanding independence from the Soviet Union and the reformation of the governments. The riots in Belarus
We're playing a role-playing game.
Ended
Twilight
quickly
2000.
with little Soviet interference. However, the riots in Ukraine developed into a larger opposition force. The pro-Soviet government in Ukraine requests aid from the Soviet Union, and the riots and put down with strong military force. The use of military force in Ukraine is condemned by NATO. Other former Warsaw Pact see small riots, but are kept in check after seeing what happens in Ukraine.
Rachel Detroit's back.
So basically, the pro-Russian government in Ukraine, when the riots started to get real bad, they basically just said, "Hey, Russia, come help us." And they brought in troops, and they just put it down really hard, which has happened before.
Right. Yeah.
Back in '68, I think '58 or something like that, Czechoslovakia and Hungary.
So Patriot said this is just a role-playing game based on like a false scenario World War III that we're playing. It's
that warning out.
yeah, well, Patriot said it. I'm like, we're over here talking about here's what's going on with the Russians. Just so you know, it's a role-playing game.
It's a game.
Yeah.
1992, the Soviet Union, now under President Gennady Yanukovych. Dirk could probably pronounce.
Brad is also a butcher.
Is what?
A butcher.
A word.
Yes. Begins to consolidate their position and pursue a systematic purge of opposition parties. Soviet troops in the former Eastern Germany pull out and relocate to Poland. The increased presence of Soviet troops in Poland is feared to represent that the new government there will not be let to go so easily. November, Bush loses election to Clinton. 93, in January, the Warsaw Pact is reformed, with all members rejoining with the exception of the Baltic countries and the new government in Poland. February, President Clinton visits Poland to reaffirm NATO solidarity with the Polish government.
I love these.
The Soviet Union protests this political between the U.S. and NATO. July, the Soviet Union states the Soviet troops located in Poland will not be withdrawing at the end of the year. This sparks some unrest in Poland as the Polish government encourages restraint for the time being. In October, President Gennady Yanukovych mysteriously dies, and former KD chief Vladimir Khrushchev is elected president. And he was the one that helped started the Gang of Eight.
Yeah.
So,
Oh man, that's too bad.
what do you have to say about this, President Clinton?
I got nothing to say, but those Polish girls sure are cute.
1994, January, President Khrushchev enacts another round of purges in the Soviet military and also greatly increases the military budget to train and update the decaying army. I'm assuming this also gets rid of some of the corruption because they really needed to do that. Many field exercises take place along the borders of the Baltic states and Poland.
So this did not happen. This is fictional future.
Yes.
Past.
And basically after that, in 96, in 96, they decided to prop up pro-communist Polish government, even though there is already a Polish government, and they basically say the Russian citizens, Russian minorities in Poland are being subjected to this new government, and so with the troops that are already there, they basically invade the Baltic countries and they invade Poland. The Free Polish Army, they go to war.
Wow.
Fight them for a while. Eventually, basically, they start to lose, and that's when NATO basically steps in. And then basically, that's when the war starts to begin. It's not until 98, though, that basically, at first the Russians push NATO back, and then NATO pushes them back, and once they start getting closer to the borders, about halfway through Poland, that's when the nukes start dropping. And then after that, it's basically a contested area. Around the rest of the world, I didn't write about it, or I'm not going to bother with it, but there's other stuff going on.
Okay.
Turkey and Greek, I think, are at war with each other. I think they both drop out of NATO. There's stuff going on with China and Japan, Asia, Australia, that's everybody gets involved in something, but that's basically the gist. It starts over Poland.
Canada is baking cookies.
Yeah, over cookies.
Yeah.
So
Elsinore beer.
Yes.
Elsinore beer. Elsinore Brewery.
So, just so he knows, my character, so is like America wiped off the map? Is it a big smoking crater, or what's going on?
As far as you guys actually know, you don't know.
So we have
don't
no
really
idea.
know what's going on. There's really, but first it started with tactical nukes, and then it started going with the full-blown nukes with industries and stuff like that. By the time you get to the spring of 2020, before you go off on this last offensive, just to give you an idea, gasoline is pretty much non-existent. It's hard to find. Your vehicles have been transformed. Tanks have been transformed to run off of ethanol, so they don't run as good as they normally
Oh,
would.
so
with gasoline.
we're like driving around in Illinois right now.
Yeah, kind of.
Great.
So, you haven't had word from home. He's probably the last person that came from America on the boats.
I
You
probably
know,
was too.
But even then, and, he was probably spent like 2 years in, 2 years in transit, coming from here to there.
Jeez, that's a hell of a
Well, part of it's training, and then you would go to England, and then you would spend some time there, and then finally he'd come over here. And it also takes longer because there's not a whole lot of transport, because there have been naval fights, navies have been brought down beforehand. As far as no one really has any idea, no one really has any idea of what's going on back home. You would know there's basically two different types of government. There's the military, the DIA, and then there's the Central Intelligence, which is civilian government. They kind of work together, and at the same time, they don't work together. It's kind of one of those things. They both think they're in charge. They're both smart enough to know that they can't really do it alone, but they don't want to work together. A lot of the other countries, they're all kind of falling apart. It's mostly the military is basically in control. The civilian governments don't really have a whole lot of authority anymore. And even now, as you basically go on this last offensive, and it's faltered, everything, it's now come to the point where even militaries may not even have control. It's now down to warlords. The last remnants of the military who are still at least trying to be loyal, and then deserters and marauders, and then just civilians in towns trying to hold on to what they have, trying to survive.
Why are they even fighting? I mean, that's where I'm at. Like, why are the army still fighting? They're just still trying to finish it up.
Trying to finish it up. Trying to get something for the NATO. As far as you know, they probably don't tell you much, but it could be because Poland has got some fertile land still available. So they want some of that agriculture so when the winter comes.
What about the nuclear winter? Is that the nuclear winter? So that
They'll go over most of the nuclear winter part had kind of gone in 98 and 99. So now it's not really so much prevalent. It's usually just when something happens where it's kicked up a huge, like if someone started like a artillery barrage in a city that's been hit by a nuke, someone's going to get some.
or you do foxholes in Chernobyl.
So I mean, those all areas are still radiated and everything like that. You can't really go into them without protection. Although people still do. Even before 2020, before this offensive, you probably still dealt with a lot of people just because they couldn't get food and they figured they could find food somewhere in there, and so they were desperate enough to go into those areas. And then when they come back out, they're pretty much dying.
Yeah, because Roger the Raccoon with only three legs and 4 eyes does look awfully tasty.
Yeah, pretty much
for that meal. But the last one.
So in the last offensive, which they call Operation Reset, you guys were basically.
Did anybody hit the reset button? Turn it off.
Basically, you guys from German border, basically you push back into Poland.
Okay.
And you seem to be making headway. The 5th U.S. Mechanized Division, the Red Diamonds, is what you are. Were the lead. You were for the 2 different armies. There was the German 11th Army, and then the German 3rd Army, and then basically the 11th U.S. Corps.
Sounds like a bad casino band.
Were the main spearheads of that offensive, and the 5th was the actual spearhead for the U.S. units and everything like that. So you guys were in the lead, and basically everything was going well, and then all of a sudden you guys got hit by a counterattack, and it was just like it came out of nowhere. No one knew these units that were coming out. They were units that were supposed to be in Belarus, Ukraine. They were way behind Poland. they were like hundreds, 200, 300 miles away, and then all of a sudden, boom, they were up front.
So it's a little bit like the last few games, because that kind of happened too.
In the last few games of
Twilight.
Originally,
Yes.
Yeah, they kind of kept the same story.
It's basically, it's essentially the same storyline and everything. But like I said, some part of what they did is they just updated it to current history and everything. And I altered it back a little bit. So, and then I gave you a thing to read, Dale. So,
I don't have.
You want to read that? This is how kind of things go for a little bit. Where you get to where you're at.
I don't have it.
You don't have it. I handed it to you
It's now?
at the beginning of the night.
No, I don't have anything.
You don't have it?
No,
Did you give it to Mike?
no, I didn't give it to
Oh, you're
anybody.
gonna make me read it.
I never had it. You can hand it over. I'll
Does
read it.
Dennis have something?
Well, I had it printed out. And
I got something for me.
Yeah, he's got-
my background.
Wait a
what's
minute,
been going
let me
on.
check. I don't think you gave anything to me.
Where did you put it up?
That's what I'm gonna look.
Wait, what he did?
No,
It's like, I don't care about you.
Rules.
you never handed me anything.
But thank you. Handed him a big pile of steaming.
If you got a printout, I'll read it happily.
Once upon a time, they were slowly.
I remember you coming over
They
here.
were
I don't
called.
have it anymore.
They were all playing play cards. They were the diamonds.
Yeah, I didn't get
Oh,
nothing.
wait, no. Here it is.
Oh,
Oh,
no, it's on the back of the
California
paper.
Reaper.
I told you I was going to have you read something. I just didn't give it to you.
My guy's a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army. It's on the back of the paper.
Start with
There you go.
this.
Scratch paper.
Start with the bottom back and
Start with the
Yeah.
front and then read the back to you. Okay.
You have to mime it.
I will reenact it. The barn.
No miming.
Oh,
Ooh, off the shoulder. Twilight 2000 intro. Is that okay? I'll just read it as is. Who's or however you pronounce it, was a real shit show. The Russians hit us with artillery and those damn rockets all night long. Whenever the explosion stopped, Russian troops would simply pour in, attacking all along the line until they had enough. Then the whole process would start all over again. We were held up in an old building in the south side of the village. The basement was still accessible and was good for us. It kept the shells from dropping right into our laps, at least for now. I don't think anybody slept, and when morning came around, things didn't look good. Our support tanks were burning in the morning in the center of town, and word came up that we were bugging out ASAP. The Hummers were still intact, so that was a good thing. We hopped in and started throwing some of our gear out, except for fuel, ammo, and food, in order to make room for all of us. Apparently, some of the CO's Hummers didn't make it through the night, and we weren't leaving anyone behind if we couldn't help it. We started back northwards towards Kepno just as some BMPs came rolling into the village. Not a moment to spare, in my opinion. We were following the lead Hummer through the forest road like bats out of hell. I can't remember how many times I hit my head on the roof of that rust bucket. Anderson kept yelling about seeing those BMPs in our rear, which seemed crazy to me considering how fast we were going. He kept swearing that they weren't running on ethanol. Traffic on the radio was so chaotic, you just knew the situation was bad. First, we were supposed to rendezvous at Calais, and then it was Ostral further south. Units were reporting in about being cut off and under heavy fire. Orders kept coming in and changing as HQs seemed to struggle with regrouping the division. Kepno sounded clear for the moment, and that's where we were headed, so I figured good for us. That was until the Major brought us to a stop. Anderson was right. That Russian motorized unit was still dogging us like crazy, and I guess we were elected to put up a rear guard so that the main detachment could get to Kepno. Yay for us. Sure enough, the Russians came rolling down toward us. Fortunately, they weren't expecting us to put up another fight. We thumped them pretty good with the last of our TOWs and 66s, and as soon as they pulled back, we hightailed it out of there, not without a few casualties of our own. Later that night, we pulled into the brigade's encampment at Kepno. We quickly learned from those that arrived before us that the Soviets had launched a major counterattack all across the front, and Anderson was right. A majority of the armored and motorized divisions were running on gasoline. A Apparently, the Soviets had been hoarding a stockpile of gasoline from the Siberian pipelines that had somehow escaped from being nuked. If that wasn't bad enough, it looked as if the Soviets had already bypassed the 5th U.S. and was already on their way to the Frankfurt and Oder River line. We were smack dab in the middle of the whole Russian counteroffensive. We had less than 1,500 men and half the vehicles we started out with, and were spread out between the villages of Kepno and Melise, almost 50 kilometers. The last message that the brigade got from HQ was good luck. On top of that, it started raining. So much for luck. Epilogue.
Typical.
Mm-hmm. It's been nearly a week now. We held onto our Hummer at Kepno and grabbed whatever we could find that was left in the brigade stores. Most of which have been scattered all over the place from all the scavenging. Being the last ones to the party, we pretty much just got the leftovers. Most of the ammo went to the larger groups that bugged out before us. We managed to carry score some jerry cans and extra rations from another group in exchange for some grenades, and managed to rummage up a few other items that were left behind. By the time we left Kepno, in all the confusion and chaos, we didn't know who we were even riding with anymore. If there was room in a Hummer, we just grabbed them and got the hell out of there. We didn't make it too far, however, as the Russians were thick as fleas on the roads. We managed to find an old barn near a small dirt road and figured if we could hide out there for a few days and let the Soviets pass us by, then maybe we could get some breathing room and make our break for it. Of course, we really didn't know where to go, or even if we could get there if we did, but at least no one was shooting at us for the time being.
Okay.
That sounds fun.
Very good. Very good.
I know my letters.
You got that reading down real good.
Now it's arithmetic.
Yep.
I don't know that.
1 + 1 + 1 + 1 means you're screwed.
So you've been held up in this bar, not bar.
Finally, a good thing.
There's some girls there too.
We're gonna die here. I don't care.
I'm gonna offer them my hot coffee.
You've been held up in this barn for several days. And it has been mostly been raining and stuff. And you've been waiting. It's basically you're just kind of north of Psychow, which I can show you later on the map. Though it's just south of Calais. Kind of up in just north of the road, up in the kind of a little forested area, kind of located in a small, what used to be a farm. There's like an old cottage that's been torn down. It's just basically nothing more than rubble. There's one little building out there that looks like it used to be an outhouse for outdoor plumbing. And then there was a barn, and the barn was mostly intact, and it was big enough basically for you guys to pull the Hummer in there and keep you guys kind of dry and kind of keep you out of sight for a while. Mm-hmm. And so over the next few days, you do have a radio in your vehicle. I don't know if you noticed that.
Okay.
It's under the weapon area.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you guys have been able to kind of listen in on kind of what's going on. So that first day that you guys were kind of hiding out, you can still hear U.S. units basically calling out over the radio on your secure channels, basically calling to headquarters, asking for help. Eventually it would kind of break down as they continually to keep asking for help or asking other units. Some units was like, no, we can't help you. We'll try. I don't know. And then they would go back to starting asking headquarters, where the hell are you? What are we supposed to be doing? And then eventually it would start just ending up, if they couldn't get a hold of them, they would just start cursing. Like, fuck you. They're getting really irritated. There's other people that be under fire. You can hear gunfire going in the background as some young kid is trying to call in for help and everything. And you can just hear the fear in his voice, and eventually the mic would just go dead if someone else is like, hey, you there, and it's just basically utter kind of chaos going on. By the second day, it starts dying down. The communications get more staticky. By the third day, you don't ever hear any more from any U.S. troops and stuff like that. Occasionally, you'll switch over, especially towards the end, on unsecure channels just to see kind of what's going on, if anything. And surprisingly enough, you do get Russian radios, Russian communication over unsecure channels. And with the help of Angus, he kind of translate, and it sounds like, at first it seems like, yeah, they're doing pretty good and stuff, but then they too, it sounds like they're starting to break down. You can hear units, they'll get orders from somebody and they're just like, screw you, we're not going to do that. They just kind of stop what they're doing. People are reporting in heavy casualties. You can see on the road throughout those 2 days, the road, you can kind of, it's like basically about a mile and a half, 2 miles away, the main road that kind of stretches west and east. You can still, during the first part, you still see like lots of convoys kept going there. There's also convoys coming back as well. Okay. And then by that third day, when they kind of start slowing down, a lot of them are just going back east and everything. And it doesn't look like you can't tell they're not troops, they're not heavy weapons, or tanks. It's mostly just 2.5-ton trucks or jeeps carrying something back east. It could be wounded, more than likely. And then there seems to be quite a few trucks. It just sounds like they're having just as high. By the time they get to where they're at on the Frankfurt Oder line or wherever they're at, that you're hearing them talk, they're getting hit just as hard as they engaged beforehand. And it just had this little sense of just sort of like everything just kind of breaking down in chaos and everything. Mm-hmm. But by that kind of like that third night and everything, their radio traffic is pretty much dead. You start just hearing snippets that you can't understand. It's too far away and everything. If you do get any on the Russian channels, on open Russian with Russians talking, it's nothing too important, and you can't really tell where they're coming from or who it is. You kind of come to get to the point that probably tomorrow, you could probably head out wherever you wanted to go. Mm-hmm. Just kind of depends up to you. During this time, go ahead and introduce yourselves, because this is really the first time you guys have gone, because like when you were in the Hummer, you just grabbed whoever you could and you took off. And even when you were driving around, because for a while you were driving around just trying to get the hell out of there, and you kept running into different Russian patrols, and you just had to backtrack to the point where you got to the bar and everything. And then you were just kind of like all tired and just kind of listening to the radio and just kind of figuring out you're all kind of in your own world. And so now you're just kind of coming back out, and you got to realize we got to do something. We can't just stay here the whole time. Yeah. So go ahead and introduce your characters.
Go ahead, Bill.
No, we picked up Dennis.
I'm not there.
He's not there yet.
Oh, we're taking over.
It's just the four of us, right?
Oh, gotcha. My bad.
So we didn't hear the Russian traffic then.
No. I speak Russian.
Yeah.
You speak Russian.
He's either Russian.
And so I'll kind of explain a little bit.
You're very handy to have.
I'm not an expert, but yeah, you do have a radio. What's listed on there as far as range should be twice the range, because it's from a vehicle.
Okay.
Whenever a radio is hooked up to, or a main vehicle radio always has twice the normal range that's listed in there.
So this is 16 kilometers.
Yeah, so it's like 16, so up it'd be 38 or whatever.
32.
32. All right, thank you.
40,
normal communications.
I hear 50.
The radios that you have, they basically operate on the high end. It's FM and like UF or something like that.
UHF.
Not UHF, but it basically doesn't work on the AM.
My boss!
First time. You'll have secure channels. Those are the ones that have the scrambler on it.
Okay.
Your radio does have the scrambler on it. And those are your secure channels. You can only talk to other UN units that have the scramblers and everything.
Okay.
If they're okay. Actually, military radios just uses a different set of frequencies.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just like a CB CB band, because that's citizen band. Where
these, the way they have it in here, they don't have the AM or.
Well, the military radios use frequency modulation, FM radios, and then basically it's the using the equipment to scramble them sends them over the same frequency. It's not actually a separate channel that it's on. It's actually just the same channel. It's just set up different. Unless you're talking about like a frequency hopping radio, which is actually at the time that was like the big thing, where it would hop frequencies in a certain pattern as you're talking on the radio. So it's
I think it's mostly the first one that the way they describe it.
yeah.
Okay. But yeah, it's just you have your secure channels and then you have unsecure channels. So you, as long as they're in that FM range, everything. For Soviets, they may not always use secure radios just because they may not have them as available. And there's a lot of them are usually EMPs usually destroyed a lot of them, but the ones in your vehicles were always made were considered safe and everything. But they don't have like a long range like an AM radio does.
Yeah.
Or like the ham radios. And those are considered separate.
I like salami radios myself.
Very safe.
Or, smoked turkey radios.
Keep it up.
Ham radios are just not.
Keep it up. You're getting all
I'm
that.
gonna get a nut if I keep it up.
We're gonna toss a nut off in your face.
Oh,
Well, we'll definitely get some followers then.
well, you guys stay here. I'm taking the Hummer, and you can have fun with your nuts.
I will. I can operate on it if I need to.
Were you asking something else or?
So pretty much what we picked up is what we had. That's when we rolled up.
Yeah, and you still had the group gear. Did you write down the group gear? Did someone write down?
Somebody did. I don't know. Wait a minute. I have it.
Yeah, you got it there.
I know you got a sniper rifle, and I know you got jerry can.
And the rest of
I
it.
thought, did
I've only
you
got
write
mine
it?
here on
You
me.
usually write that stuff down. Group gear. I don't have it.
Those, yeah, usually.
Well, since I wasn't in a group, I didn't write any of that down.
Oh, that's in my background.
I wrote down the sniper rifle.
Actually, I did write something. Russian military rifle AK-74.
That's what you picked up.
That's what I picked up. Okay.
Because I had mine stuff I
Okay.
picked up, but it's not the group
Yeah.
stuff.
I don't have any group stuff written down.
I got a flak jacket.
Did you write anything down for the vehicle before I gave you that sheet?
I did. I wrote this stuff down. Humvee full tank, 67 liters of fuel, 20 liters jerry can,
Yep.
5 rations of H2O, and a pump action shotgun.
Yeah, that
I
part,
think we had
yeah,
more, and I think
yeah.
everybody took what they wanted, and that's what we divvied it up.
We got like an extra 2 cans
Got that listed there.
Yeah.
over and above everything else. Yeah, you did write down all of our gear.
Keep it.
So that is what you have, and
Licorice.
then whatever you personally carry, everything.
Nobody likes the licorice. Well, I guess I can introduce my character first. If you want. Eli Parker. He's known as Goat. He's a staff sergeant. Basically, he was a street kid. Joined the military. Been in the military for a long time. His goal is to get back to Betty, his girl, back in the States. She happens to be a 1969 GTO, so that's why he's called Goat, because he's obsessed with his GTO. His specialties are melee, racer, mechanic, gunsmith, tanker, combat, medic, and scrounger. So he does know how to drive a tank, if we ever find one. He's kind of a... I wouldn't say he's definitely not an optimist, but he's more of a realist. He believes in helping those that are worse off than he is, whoever they may be, whether they deserve it or not. He's kind of a sucker for like, oh, we got to help these people, but he's also like, but I'm not going to die doing it. His goal is to get back to his car. And if his car is gone, well, it's survived. That's what he is. He's got a real psychobilly vibe to him, rockabilly. If you don't know what psychobilly is out there in viewing land, look it up on YouTube. It's awesome. So he probably has an old tape deck with a bunch of tapes, or a CD player with a bunch of CDs that he's made of rockabilly bands. If he has a stereo system, he's playing it in the car. Suck it up, deal with it. Especially when we're driving fast or getting away from things, he'll crank the music. So he's the guy, he's got the pompadour with the big sideburns, black hair, kind of greased back a little bit. Yeah, he wears the horn rimmed glasses. His strength is a B, so he's actually pretty built. And then he's got sleeve tattoos of rockabilly designs like flames and dice and rat fink. He's got like rat fink, but it's a goat. On one, he's got like Frankenstein on another arm. So he had those tattoos before he went in the military. So he just looks like a punk rock 1950s greaser almost. I see him as being kind of the, we're going to take on that tank. No, we're not. What are you thinking? We're running from the tank. You know, he's not going to stick his neck out if he doesn't have to, but there are certain times when he's like, those kids need help. God damn it. He'll try and do what he can. So nice guy, loves his car, and he's nicknamed his Hummer Patchwork, because that's probably what it's going to end up being by the time we're done. Made of patchwork pieces. So, but yeah, he's always tinkering with the car, making sure it's running right, seeing if there's anything to improve it. You know, he's not like, I'm going to build a flux capacitor and add that in too, but he does. He does do a lot of the upkeep on the vehicle. If he's stressed or bored, he'll go tinker on the car. So that's good.
Mike, how about you?
Captain Lance Doc Briggs. Lance was a up-and-coming surgeon in the real world back home. He looks a lot like Dr. House as a very young man, but he was more interested in the technical side of it. At first, he really wanted to get into basically the, all the machinery and all that, repairing it, tinkering with that. But he just, started going that path and he ended up becoming a surgeon. It just happened. Doesn't even know how it really happened, but he basically had a lot of college, and during the college time, he learned chemistry, scientists, and of course, as certain other doctors on TV shows have done, he made his own sort of drinking apparatuses and so on and so forth. But he likes to tinker with stuff and move stuff, and then again, he was a scientist, chemist, electrician, field surgeon, and then he did the MBC chemical stuff when he came here. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, got drafted in at the height of his surgeon thing. He was really taking care of a lot of people back home, and he had that oath to take care of everybody. He actually was trying to do that. Probably a little too much. Never gets much sleep, so he's got really big baggy eyes, and his empathy's gone down because he's pretty built. Agility and intelligence, he's all B's, but his empathy's down to a C. He didn't have very good bedside manner with the people because he had a persuasion of D. So you're gonna die.
Well, that's not persuasion. Not really.
It's part of the low end.
You want to die, don't you? You're gonna die.
Yep, you're gonna die now.
So that would actually be more command than persuasion.
Okay. Yeah. All right. How would you feel if I told you? I don't know. Anyway, he just he went in the military into this big mess, and he thought like his civilian jobs were a mess and the college was a mess. It just like it was kind of like a tidal wave picked him up and threw him all over the place. And he slammed at everything as he went along the way, and he was just kind of like doing things along the motions. And it's just like, what the hell is going on? So now he's just kind of zombified and just kind of like, he doesn't really know what to do. He'll help people because it's just what he's always done, but he just kind of like, he just wants to like drink now, but he can't. So he really wants to build still. And he says, maybe if I just get drunk and something will come to me, but he's just kind of, probably just there kind of in a shell shock, but he just doesn't know what to do with his life now at all. And then you want to get back to your car. I'm like, well, there's somebody has a goal. So, he's just kind of there, but he does have a B in medical, so he is a good doctor. He didn't have to go to some Tibetan monks or something, so learn certain powers. Yeah, but mentally he's pretty much washed out and it's done. So
get over, man.
Yeah, I mean it's not. It's just like I don't want to do that, but. He's a good guy. Comes down to it, kind of like what you were saying. The people need help. will reluctantly go over and do it. But he knows too that the medic thing will get him out of trouble, but at the same time, it will also guarantee you become a prisoner. So, you know, if he just doesn't want to be here, he doesn't know where he wants to
At
be.
least alive.
Yeah. So, but that's kind of him.
What did you have a big dream then?
That he did have one of just like that corporate life, but that's kind of been crushed. So now he doesn't have one, I guess. That's what.
What about you? What did you have a big dream, or did you put one down?
Get back to Betty. And he knows by now, he knows it's kind of like never going to happen, but it keeps him going. If I just tell myself I can get back to my car, it gives him a thing to look forward to and not turning into him. So basically, he's like, got to get back to my car. So it kind of goes on and on about it, but it's mainly to psych himself up to stay sane.
Right.
What about you, Rob?
My character is Roger Boom Boom McMahill. He is a asshole.
So you're playing yourself?
Well, here's the thing. When he was a kid, somebody gave him a copy of the Anarchist Cookbook.
Not for you
And
kids.
He went on and just loved it to death. He taught himself how to blacksmith and do chemistry through that and other means, and got in a lot of trouble. And when he got in a lot of trouble, his parents literally threw him into a military school to straighten him out.
Oh, that helps. Let's give him more explosions.
So
We're going to teach you how to use them right.
yeah. So he went from that to having the government say, "Oh, we like your skills. Let's give you some more stuff to play with." So he is he definitely knows how to do improvised munitions. He's pretty decently trained with a sidearm, and they like sprawling a lot. He's kind of like a punk. You know,
Okay.
he got through military school, and of course, right from there, because his attitude was so horrible, they just threw him right into the army as soon as able. So he came out as a second lieutenant when all this went over going crazy, and then they shipped him over here to basically let him blow shit up and kill people because he has his actual big ambition is he wants to do movie pyrotechnics. Because they have those are the big fucking booms, man. You see that shit, I can be famous blowing shit up.
I can work for Michael Bay.
Right. So, but he's like I say, he's kind of an asshole, but he's like that stone hard guy that's got a heart. If somebody's in trouble with, he'll help him out. He'll probably harass the shit out of him while he's doing it. It's like, well, I was dumb, wasn't it? You fucking idiot.
Henry Rollins.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. No tattoos though. He's just kind of like he's straight as far as that. He doesn't have any tattoos or nothing like that. He keeps himself cleaned up. But he's just every once in a while you just see that look in his eye like I'm just gonna fuck some shit up. And that's usually when he goes out and blows something all the hell. So that's Boom Boom for you.
Ace.
All right. So
Nickname?
Yeah, everybody's got a nickname. What's your G.I. Joe file card?
Oh, I need that.
We got Doc.
No, I need his name.
Oh,
So
yeah.
no, Angus Cunningham is my character's name.
You might want to get ready to spell it.
His nickname is
yes.
his,
Mr. C.
Your
his nickname is Lightwork.
Lightwork 2.
Lightwork Tuesday. It's not Tuesday. Check the spelling.
Yeah. I've been up all day.
That's fine.
So you got it, Angus Cunningham.
How do you spell it?
Which Angus?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Angus.
Yep. And then
Like Happy Days.
Cunningham is Cunning.
Ham.
Angus Cunningham.
I have a cunning hand.
Anyway,
So Angus was the child of his parents were Scottish intellectuals.
I thought you were going to say rancher, so that's like
No, they were intellectuals, professor, and so they were.
the professor and Marianne.
Yeah, but he kind of rebelled against his family. So when he was old enough, he entered the British military, and basically ended up in the Special Boat Service.
yes.
And was in that for a few years. I mean, because what is each term?
4 years.
Well,
Like
technically,
years.
it's like 4 years.
yeah,
In the game, when we do it, it's however you roll it. Yeah.
yeah. Because I think I ended up being 38. So basically, from the time I was 18 up until 20 years in the 20-some years in the military. So
You were basically probably ready to retire
yeah,
when shit hit the fan.
Yeah, because I'm 39.
yeah.
So I've just been stuck in the motor pool the whole time.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know anything else. If I get out, I'll street racing.
I think I'm 28.
Hey, Rizzo.
So,
But basically, because of the influence of his parents, they were real big on the the history of Scotland and Scottish pride. And with all of this going on, he's kind of flipped his lid a little bit. So his big dream, he's decided that the world's over. He's going to found a clan to survive and
kind of set up a place.
yeah,
He's going to be a warlord.
yeah,
In Scotland or just wherever you want?
just wherever he can find a place. He doesn't
They got a
necessarily.
map for Scotland on TTRPG.
Yeah.
Guess what, boys?
So
We're getting the hell out
his
of here.
moral code is actually live for himself, but it's also colored by the motto of the Special Boat Service, which is by strength or guile. So, by hook or by crook would be another way to phrase that, I guess. So, he's kind
a
of
survivor.
he's a survivor, but he's also kind of like, I can be a king, the laird. I can be the laird, man.
Laird humongous.
And we'll go ahead to you, Dennis. And just go ahead
Okay.
and then we'll get right to you.
Okay. Kenny Komoto, Japanese American, actual about 5-generation descent military family tradition. He was in the army, rose to the rank of captain until he got pulled into the Spook network with the DIA. Defense Intelligence Agency, and got tossed into the eastern puddle waters of this whole war thing, and doing his thing for the agency, and just kind of making his way back.
So, and now this is something you would be willing to share with them.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah.
And so for you, you have any questions about what I wrote for you? Is that it?
No, not really. Just trying to keep it all straight.
So?
So I will probably relay important intel as it comes up and it's applicable to help keep my ass and these guys' ass intact.
It's like your captain.
It's
Well, right now you are like right now you are on your own.
yeah.
There's nothing there.
Praise the Lord.
When you like left, you were kind of hoping to go to Calais and hook up with another whatever operatives were there.
Well, I was thinking
Those were ones you could be there. But by the time you start getting there, you start realizing
probably make yours.
they're probably not there.
He's got the ticket.
Right.
He's got
It's not even there.
Yeah, so
And even though you were trying to make your way to Calais, you kind
trying to build a still.
kept getting pushed a little bit off course just because of traffic and rushes and stuff like that.
Yep.
So you've been traveling a lot longer than they have. It's probably
we can make this happen.
We can make some vodka. We're in Russia, dude. They got potatoes everywhere.
try and trick someone.
We'll make Polish sausage vodka. It'll be fun, man. It tastes a little funny, but it'll be good.
And eventually, you know,
It's all right.
you're probably kind of wet, tired.
It'll shoot your
You
arm.
don't have any goals.
It's okay with the wars.
And actually, thanks. I don't have ethanol.
But eventually, you kind of come to an area.
We're probably gonna have
You kind of stay off the
You know
main
something
road
like that.
that's just to the south of you. Because you know there's a couple of towns in between there that seem to have some activity going
That was in
on.
the main road.
Like that. Eventually, you kind of come to a wooded area.
He's got on a tablet now.
It used to be a farm or something.
It's on my
And
camera.
up ahead, at
Memorize it.
nighttime,
That's why it's
and you
so
kind of
much
come
fun.
across what you see to be some debris, like an old cottage or something like that.
That was
You
a-
kind
it
of
was a
see maybe a
distant
little further
family
off in the
relative,
distance
like a
that
second or
looks to
third,
be
fourth
like
cousin
maybe
that
a
gave
large
him
building
an
that's
old
still
copy, like
intact.
the original first copy.
And probably the
He was
first
just like,
body was like
must have been
sometime, but you're still kind of damp from the rain and stuff, and you are pretty tired and everything. So, what do you do?
Now, is it nighttime at this
It is
point?
nighttime.
It is nighttime at this point. Well, taking shelter first in the remnants of the farmhouse. Just to catch my breath, maybe see if there is anything I can find in the dark or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
But then I'll be focusing my attention on the barn.
He's the Lord.
To check if there is any activity going on over there, from hearing anything, seeing any light or whatever else.
Okay. Are you trying to move stealthily, or
Yeah, I'll move stealthily up.
do you have recon?
Yes, I do.
Probably be
So
pretty
what we're
quiet
gonna
now,
do,
wouldn't
we're going to have you roll your recon with that main attribute.
Draw attention to yourself.
Right.
Okay.
Where did
Probably lighten up a
How
little
does it
bit
work with the
the
skill?
last few days. Like today.
So,
We've been here for 3 days, so.
so what? It's an intelligence,
At least my
intelligence,
guys
and then
are a little
recon.
less.
Yeah.
So you roll this two
More than likely,
dice.
we've been smart enough to like designate an area where we
And
can
does
keep light
Ranger-
pollution under control.
we-
I have Ranger, which is
Haystack
gonna
hut or
plus
something
one.
Let me
inside
see
that.
which one that
Doesn't
actually affects.
Get out too bad.
Stamina.
Keep a minimal
Ranger is not.
lantern kind of thing.
Ranger's not.
But for intel, I do have a recon bonus.
Cook or whatever.
Well, that's good.
That's just for that's for
That's their
identifying.
Oklahoma. That's what they're
Actually,
for.
the scout specialty is the one that actually gives you a recon bonus.
Scout gives you a specialty for spotting others and avoiding ambushes. Intel is for spotting enemy troops, vehicles, and weapons. Where the hell is Ranger at? Ranger's under stamina.
Yeah.
So
Thanks for calling us, Christ.
Yeah, hey, thank you,
So
man.
it's just going to be straight recon.
Hey,
I will
yeah,
hit
thank you.
nighttime, so I will give you one bonus. So, what dice are you rolling?
So a 6 for recon and a 10 for intelligence.
Okay, so you're gonna get one bonus, so we're gonna bump up
23 bucks
and
for
10.
your
Noble
6
Night
to an
Games where
8
we went in Milwaukee.
Okay.
Like
because you're
3
getting a
days to
bonus
get here. 2
because
days.
it's nighttime.
Right.
I remember
Okay.
Thanksgiving and I had on that Tuesday.
I got a 3 and a 5.
Okay, so no successes. So, you kind of move around over into the debris and stuff and kind of look around. Don't really see much here. You kind of keep an eye a little bit over on the barn. It seems to be empty for you. I'm going to assume that you probably be washing most of the time. Unless someone else injects, I don't know.
Well, one question. Was there anything we could scrounge out of the barn that was left?
We'll deal with that in a little bit here.
We've been doing that throughout the 3 days, I'm sure. Like
Yeah, but we'll just kind of go up. We'll get you here started because there's other stuff for you to talk about.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll your recon.
Yep.
Do we need
No,
to use
my
those particular dice? still?
NVGs.
Yes, you do. Okay.
What's that?
NVGs help.
NBGs.
NV night vision goggles.
Is that something you'd really want to use because those will be battery operated? Probably
Off and
not.
on.
Yeah, I would say probably
If
not. Even
something-
if it's just off and on, it won't
Yeah.
count for the roll. You're going to want to say that for when you actually want it on all the time. And everything.
Yeah. Well, actually, because I was like, well, if something catches my eye, then I would pull them out. And
You can do it then.
yeah.
Chris or Christine.
Yeah, this is welcome. I'm enjoying listening. Chris or Christine.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks for
So-
listening in.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Got an
correcting
8.
us also.
Yeah.
Hey,
On the,
yes,
on the
So that
10,
one or
so
two successes.
one.
One. Okay.
Don't get 2
Always
until
welcome.
10.
Thank you.
Anyway, sorry about topping your name.
But-
Cutting the name
So,
off on our feed. We can't see it.
You guys haven't really started discussing anything. You probably maybe just kind of started mentioning that, yeah, maybe we should move out tomorrow. And
Yeah.
you're still kind of probably actually just finally kind of started a little talk to each other a little bit more.
Right.
You already kind of explained who you were, and now you're just kind of like listening, in the background to them talking and everything, as you kind of keeping an eye out.
I have a deck of cards. We could have been playing a little bit of something
Yeah.
just to kind of break the ice.
Yeah.
He's
Play
been
Dead
pretty much just kind of like keep an eye out, kind of walking
Sure.
around through the window,
probably talk
watching through the
about it
windows and
still,
stuff. You do see kind of some movement over by that cottage.
All right.
You can't make it out very well right now, but you do kind of sense there's something out there.
Yeah. At this point, I would pull out the NVGs and
Okay. You go ahead and pull it out. Is there? They probably don't it is about 100 meters away or so. It's not real close to the barn.
yeah.
But as you do kind of look through, you kind of flip them on and everything. And you do seem to see one person out there.
Okay.
Kind of looking. He was moving around at first, you think, but now he's kind of like he's just kind of skulking around.
Yeah.
Kind of hiding a little bit, but you can just kind of see him a little, you can barely make him out and everything. And
Yeah.
one guy, you can't make out like the color of the uniform, but it doesn't seem to be like he's wearing a helmet or field gear and stuff like that. So it might be a civilian.
Yeah.
What happened then? Oh,
You guys actually.
I'm down to my thong.
So this is night. So
This is
Wrong game.
are you guys? Are you guys actually up? Or?
yeah, we're playing.
I would assume you're all up
Well,
right now.
What time of day is this? I'm sorry.
It's probably like 7.
Oh, yeah, we
Or
probably
8 o'clock.
Probably been.
We're playing cards, talking about building a still already.
I probably would have actually made some food for everybody. What rations we got?
Don't have to worry about it till tomorrow. You could have done that, but don't mark anything off.
Right.
So. Tomorrow's when we'll fish. When you leave this bar, that's when we'll officially kind of start.
Yeah.
Roadkill Cafe. Yes,
I'm gonna move back from the window.
Is this your patch? It's on me.
Shh, hold it down. Somebody out there.
Turn the lantern off.
Yeah.
These floodlights strong.
Start the movie. Make sure I honk the horn.
I got the flare.
Okay, I see.
That's that cow siren in case something happens in the barn.
I put on our cow outfits.
I'm taking the front.
The bullhorn.
Oh, shit.
I don't know. Everyone tried to milk me last time. It's fine.
That took me all in, notepad ball. God damn. I will prep a weapon.
I'll move back to the window.
Just kind of watch.
Yeah.
Okay. Will you two guys do anything?
Probably put my helmet on and grab my M16. Kind of like get ready.
I need to get one of those.
I'm no good at it here.
You're looking at the thing, the little hatch marks, those are where the windows are at.
Oh, okay. This is our cottage here.
Yeah. There's a little man door in the back, and then there's a large
Mandor sounds like a bad Star Wars villain.
Right here.
Yeah.
And what is this little V?
That's like a window.
Okay.
And there is a loft up in the front part, and it's got like a smaller door over the man door.
Okay.
But it's actually, you got to open it.
Right.
There's no windows or anything.
Well, when I grab my helmet, I'm like, where?
And so is this the house ruins here? Or?
No, it would be that black rubbish thing right there. Yep.
That's the cottage.
Yeah. And I pull up I should have your binoculars.
Let's see. Oh, God.
Let's see. So we're in here.
Yeah.
Dennis is over here.
Don't matter. We don't know
So
who he
this
is.
window is the only one really facing this. I guess
Yeah.
that's the window I'm at. So I'm gonna keep looking.
Okay.
Actually, while he's doing that, I'm going to grab my helmet and my M16 and put the M16 in the Hummer and start packing stuff up.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Putting it in the car.
I immediately put my
Quiet.
back
You
on.
probably don't have a whole lot to pack up except your backpacks.
Yeah. I'm going to throw stuff in the car and pretty much get in the driver's seat and wait for the go signal to get out of here.
Okay.
So I'll kind of do that.
Or the goat signal.
The goat signal. Up in the sky.
Oh, I can't. I don't know how to do it.
Mike starts sucking, or Doc starts acting like a chicken for some reason.
What signal was that?
You're constipated.
That's the go out front and see if that guy's going to shoot you signal.
Okay. No, I help him. Then I get my backpack on, and then I'll get him to go up to the door because I probably figure I could throw the door open if we had to. So I'm probably up near the door.
Right. You kind of wait out there. Nothing seems to happen. You don't notice anything.
From the
Seems
barn.
pretty quiet.
Thud, slam, boom, boom.
Except for all that noise coming from the barn.
I'll try to creep up.
You see the lone person there. He kind of exits from the debris there and kind of slowly creeps up heading towards the barn. You can see now. Would you have your rifle out or strapped to your back, or
Where are you at?
I would be carrying it on my side.
okay? You do see he is armed.
Yeah.
It does look to be like a Kalashnikov or something along that lines. There are a couple other weapons that Kalashnikovs and the variants are used in different countries.
Right.
So, but he does. You can tell he does appear to be dressed as a soldier or anything. But he is kind of like creeping up towards the barn.
Yeah.
I'm going to take position on the other side of you with my pistol out in case he says, shoot him.
Do you let him keep coming up, or
Actually, what are the hexes here?
they're about 10 meters.
10 meters.
10 miles.
Yeah, 10 miles.
10 miles.
You can send out a smoke signal if you want.
Yeah, about the time he gets.
Bird says open fire.
So when he gets past this shrubs,
Yeah.
I assume that's what that is. Shrubs.
Yeah, I guess I should
Shrubbery.
say. So the big solid green ones are trees
Right.
or forest. The little 4 green marks, those are foliage. So they're actually a little bit thicker and
Yeah.
stuff. And then the little D things, those are shrubs.
Okay.
So smaller.
So this is more just like a foliage.
Small trees.
Foliage thicket type stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a thicket.
So when he gets past that, I'm gonna call out to him to halt in Russian.
Okay.
Halt in Russian.
Halt, then rush in.
Okay, so yeah, you get up to about that point, and then you hear someone calling out in Russian, "Halt!"
What did he say, Dirk?
Yeah,
Halt in Russian, Dirk.
Yeah.
he's gonna spell it in acrylic though.
Yeah. He'll spell it in Russian. We'll be like,
Yeah.
okay, right.
Whatever.
Yep, I'll stop. I'll hold my hands up. I'm
Shit himself.
not gun pointed upward, and in Russian I reply, "No kill I."
No, get on.
It's actually really bad. It's kind of like bread.
And Russian,
Still quick.
Oh, quick.
because you would be able to speak fluently, but if that's not what you want,
Boy.
Yeah, in bad Russian, "No kill I."
okay.
Stop. I think.
I don't know how to
Stoy. Actually, it's the same thing.
Oh.
Stoy, crouton.
Hey, crew, store your croutons.
No, just Stoy. He did it in the English and then
I see.
in the Cyrillic. So
And then the actual.
yeah.
Stoy. I like that. Stoy.
Crap, we're all going to learn Russian playing this game. It's gonna
Yeah. Dirk is like,
Right. Speaking Russian.
See, TikTok, you're learning something today. Stoy means stop.
Halt.
Yeah, halt. Can you say halt in Russian?
Well, yeah, you kind of hear some broken Russian.
Bad Sesame Street episode.
Kind
I was trying to go with like a weird
What are you looking for?
Dora the Explorer.
Dora, can you say
Dry place?
in Russian?
Who would be Mania?
Okay, you're going ahead of us.
Wet here.
That's what he just, I don't know what he's translating,
Who knows? It's Dirk. He's just speaking Russian.
Wake's time.
Yeah, he's now just speaking Russian.
but I think he just asked for a code.
Oh, yeah.
Is there anyone with you?
I haven't watched
Nine.
that yet. Nine.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. It took me a while to get to 9. And yet.
Okay, this guy's not.
Rude.
All right.
I'm not sure you're good as a spy as you thought.
Well, there's the spy and there's the player.
There's the target.
Step forward.
Tin Man.
I carefully walk forward slowly.
Till he's basically just outside.
Take off your pants.
Was there a door in this
No, there's no
wall?
window on that side.
All right. So the main door was on the back side.
Do you have a door on your backside?
Hope so. Go around to your
Call it
to the right, and then
We're
There's a
driving through
door.
a beer barn.
Mine or yours?
north.
Stop. So I slowly walk.
Fix this one.
You guys
Slowly walk around.
And you speak in Russian.
I'm just kind of
He's
listening,
by himself.
looking at you. I'm just sitting in the car.
There's closed captioned underneath him.
Oh, sweet.
Caption. Can we rewind it?
So I'm going to move towards the door. As he's moving around, I'm going to go ahead and move towards the door also.
Okay.
Get my assault rifle.
You just see me pull a grenade out with my pistol and walk over to the door. I'm gonna put my finger through the pin too. And just hold it up like this and then walk to the door.
That was a hell of an Uber delivery. What's going on here?
Okay, do you step out of the door? I see you.
No, I'm staying
okay.
inside.
Okay.
Okay. So you get over to
So
the door.
is the door open now?
Is it you closed, right?
Yeah, I left it closed, so he's got to open it to come in.
Okay.
I'm gonna position myself so when he opens the door, the first thing he sees is me standing there with a grenade.
Okay. So you don't tell him that right now.
I know.
So it's just the closed door. So
Okay,
you know.
so I'll slowly, with my weapon visible, I'm slowly opening the door and looking in. And who or what do I see, if at all, in the darkness?
You see about a 6 foot tall
Okay.
guy standing there with a grenade in his hand, holding it out like this with his thumb through the ring.
Uh,
Who reaches
okay.
out and
Now, how are you dressed?
I'm dressed in all black BDUs. Looks like something. He's got the black BDUs and the scars they had for Blackwater.
Okay.
That's what it looks like.
I think. Okay. Do I see you as I'm in the doorway? Okay. You're dressed.
I'm behind him. I've got the just British kit. Got the British uniform and gear.
Where was the door to leave? Was on this side or that side?
The far side, yeah.
I'm over there. So.
Okay.
And I've got a assault rifle with a grenade launcher on it.
NATO
Used to
in
be,
clear English.
and not very clear English.
All right.
Who are you?
Captain Komodo. DIA.
Come on, hurry.
Yeah.
Like a dragon?
Oh. Komodo.
Oh, is it like the dress? Oh, Komodo, not Komodo.
Komodo. Yes. Not the Pearson Dragon Lady, that's for sure.
I kind of still looking out the door, see if there's anybody else.
Looking past him for sure.
You don't see anything.
How long you been out?
I've been going for days. From Lotz to the east, trying to get back.
You He's all right. I've heard of the faction, right? I mean,
You've all heard of DIAS, military intelligence.
Yeah.
right.
You all hate military.
Yeah.
I probably I pissed out. It's like, oh, so this is all your fault. Great.
Hardly. Might as well get comfy a little bit, like to get out of this wet coat.
Here it is.
Take the coat off.
Speaking of bash,
I'm still in the car. It's with the key on the ignition.
So
I'm just kind of sitting there.
oh, he doesn't have a
just,
key.
just,
Yeah,
just,
it's not the
just
the
do
push
you?
button. Yeah.
just do you?
A few
Got
more.
some friends over here.
Oh, okay. Big group is easier, a little harder to stay hidden, but it's certainly more preferable if you just end up with a firefight.
Hopes to have somebody with you.
Somebody at your back.
Hey, Doc, come on out.
I come back from the door. I put my pistol away.
Grab a goat.
I probably just step out from behind the hay bales because I was in the car, so I'm sure we probably got it corralled with hay bales.
Oh, yeah.
I just kind of stand up and look
Just in
over.
case we start taking fire in the barn.
Yeah.
Roger McMahill.
Call you Roger or what?
Yeah, call me Boom Boom.
Boom, boom. Okay. First impression hand grenade? Okay, I can dig that.
Yeah,
Call me.
my little thing that says hello. You actually look at the grenade that says
Hi.
hello on the front of it.
My first name's Kenju, but you can call me Kenny.
It's a good American name.
Well, I'm fifth generation Japanese American, military honored tradition in the family. So,
Do you know how to make
Yeah.
sake?
no, I know how to drink it.
Sorry, dog.
I know how to drink it.
Trying to get us some selection here. But
What are you doing out? I got to figure a voice, so I don't know.
Probably just the same as you guys are, just trying to find a way home.
Yeah, but you're a freaking spook. I mean, what?
Well, we had a
you didn't call
mission.
him that anymore?
We had a mission. We had a mission, and it was basically successful. We took out the target with the help of the fifth, but then just all hell broke loose. It's just
More targets, sir?
just
We need more targets.
have every Russian out there. But no, this was a specialty. This was a specialty target doing some weapons of war research type thing. And anyway, we
Baghdad, right?
bad dude, yeah,
Yeah.
we,
Bad dude, bad dad, bad guy. Either way.
all the way back to Baghdad, it's a bad whatever. But took him out, and then the fifth came under this huge counterattack and everything.
I heard about that.
Yeah. And so basically, I got separated and just been making my way back west.
Well, there ain't nothing to make your way to, Doc.
Yeah.
Wherever you are.
My operations has flown the coop, so I wasn't able to connect up with them, and I just by hook or crook just come this way. I was wanting to do a more westerly route, but these Russian elements just kept getting in the way. I kept
Damn Russian elephants.
Yes.
Did you? You don't have access to a radio, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah, we're on our own.
Completely.
There ain't nothing to go back to. It sounds like everybody's split up. Radio chatter just
No
dried up.
Washington. No
So-
Washington boss. I don't have a voice yet, so I'm going to be changing around.
We watched about 16 episodes of MASH. Yeah. Feel Hawkeyes you would get.
This I've not been in touch with the ducks.
Oh, man. It'll be hard to do that sort
Yeah,
of
that
thing.
would be.
So that's, I can't do
So you're coming to the west, are you?
Oh, there.
That's good for the department there.
Oh, hopefully it's all quiet on the western front, but I don't.
Whoa.
Quiet.
I don't want to do you no harm, but listen, I'm not doing that no more. I don't know if you want to do this sort of thing.
Well, which thing did you have in mind?
Looking for other bad guys? No, I can't.
No,
I'm trying to do it.
they're all around us. I'm trying to just look out
that
for
just goes
them.
right back to gangster.
Yeah, I know.
Brooklyn gangster.
Yeah.
Try your own voice.
Huh?
Try your own voice.
He forgot.
I don't know who I am anymore.
Now, who am I?
That's so good to be out.
It's Miss House.
This house. All right. Until I get the whispering, I will be Michael
Try
for
the
this
Boston.
evening.
The Boston. accent.
Boston. Yeah, that's what. So that's it. No more. Eh?
That's gangster.
I can't help it. I go to Boston. I don't know.
Doctor from Boston.
Think Kennedy.
Yeah.
I can't do Scottish.
Four score 7 years ago, our forefathers were made us to watch out for spooks and gentlemen like yourselves. I will not stand here and wonder what you're going to do with your future plans.
Just have a seat.
All right, I will sit here and wander. So before I do that, I will wonder if you are injured.
I'm fine right
Doc's
now.
big dream is to find his accent.
Yes. One day,
Or run for president. In the
one day, I guarantee I will have a voice and it will be heard.
No, the worst thing about my condition is I'm soaking wet.
Well,
Did you guys have a little fire going on or anything?
Probably just lanterns.
Darn.
One lantern, that was it.
It is, I mean, it's July. You just kind of, I mean, well, you're wet. They're not.
Yeah.
I think we got room for one more in the RV or not.
Well, that would certainly be appreciated.
well, I guess it's up to the king.
Oh,
That's Laird.
Or the Lord.
God?
He's the Lord, the Master. Here in this group, in this force of sorts, in his own mind, is saying so. So I don't have the gumption or care to say otherwise.
you actually.
Thank you.
Well,
Who is in charge of this group anyway?
I don't give a damn, and I can guarantee that for the rest of the season.
All right.
Sorry, it's probably gonna be too
Well, it ain't me, so whatever you want to do.
yes, after New Year's, we will have a new season. Season 3.
That's true.
Yeah.
You can be the king for the day.
No thanks.
So,
Look, part of me just wants to slap the crap out of you because he's part of that system that just screwed everything up. But that's everybody, so I don't care.
Doc's going through a little bit of a trouble right now.
Yeah.
Find us some
Oh,
alcohol.
all right.
Well,
Yes.
sorry you feel
Yeah.
that way.
If I will forgive you for your sins, you have a bit of liquor on you. And if you don't, I'll probably still forgive you, but I would be helpful if you did.
You forget it's much easier when you shit faced.
That's right.
Trying to roll to see if I actually picked up something along the way.
Ivan, you don't have it.
You don't have it.
Okay.
It says Ivan. Call
No,
it
guy.
Ivan.
Sorry.
All right. I will still forgive you eventually. Just it'll be harder. So,
Hey, X joined us.
hey, X. Sorry.
Wrong X. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm a seat, but you're coming up there.
This is painful.
Keep the accent, lose the JFK. You'd be good.
That's how I'm keeping it.
Yeah, that's true. I get that.
So, where are you boys' plans?
Code actually does go.
Thing.
Hell, if we
Glad we
know.
didn't get murdered just a few minutes ago.
Well, I was thinking about pushing south.
What's up?
Warmer weather.
That is true.
Pretty far south.
I mean, we get up into the.
Do we have a map?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking at it.
I'm pulling out my paper
What did I
stash.
tell you?
Fortunately, it's coated, so it's not going to go in the rain.
Good idea.
I don't know. South is the
South would be the Czech border.
yeah. Well, I mean, just in general, the South would be Czechoslovakia, and then the it's not the Baltic states, but the like Serbia.
Well, near the Czech border to the west,
Slavic states, I guess.
Yeah.
The Mongolians.
eventually try to get to Dresden, Germany. But
Well, where did these gentlemen that were fighting against the Russians go? Then they head over to this.
they're kind of just scattered all over the place here.
But well, they were pushing to Germany.
They're kind
Pretty
of
much.
they've been like headed back east too. They've been trying to.
My thought
retreat,
is that if the Russians were pushing west, if we go south, then let's say come back east or whatever. That's to get out of the way of where they're going.
Try and avoid them all together.
Yeah.
Well, I got no particular place to go.
Well, what's nearby?
Sounds fine.
Then a Starbucks or
No.
something.
The bits in red are the Soviet.
Yes.
Red or telephone moon box.
Soviet units.
Rock box.
Let's see how I did that real quick. I know the green
And
Polish.
Yeah.
would I know the general
Basically something with a liquor
Place
bar.
So
of them?
Watts was actually like the
Just-
main
just out-
headquarters. Yeah,
just out
back
the
over
map
here
here.
where you were
Yeah.
at. It was kind of the main headquarters for the army group of this area.
Oh, Dirk has a lot of stuff here.
Down over
Ivan,
here.
call the Russians Ivan.
You know,
Ivan.
That it's a Polish containment.
I
but it
am
also has,
unfortunately not Epstein.
or actually
Axiom Jackson
Oh,
E.
the red.
Yeah,
Action
that's like
Action Jackson.
for the
joined us on
21st
TikTok.
motorized division.
That's a
Okay.
I love Action Jackson. That's a great movie.
division is mostly in this area here.
Yeah.
You do know down here.
Wade Rings are
nice.
and Burst and
You
the chain.
not too
the
sure if they're
chain.
there anymore or something.
Thank you, Wade. Thanks for turning in.
Ryan Eckhart third.
129.
Who's the third? We have a third?
Ryan Eckhart. Yeah. Well, it was. He dropped off.
Oh,
Keith Peters
You
is.
have heard.
hi, Keith. Thank you for being here, Keith. We are exciting, non-stop action on the tabletop gaming board. Look at this map play.
Down here. The crack out.
Yeah.
Polish motorized.
And you haven't seen such flawless. He's got two handfuls of maps right here on your screen, TikTok
Rumors that
screen.
they're no longer.
We're so good we haven't even touched
Wade Brady said likes to the host. Thank you, Wade.
Yeah, it's only something like 35.
Yeah.
Holy geez.
Yeah, but it's pretty much
No likes, no fireballs yet.
The blue is
Nobody's-
NATO.
Hey, that's fine with me. I
Green is Poland, and whose side are they
for
on?
another reason.
They're mostly on the Soviet side, but there
Okay.
are some Poles that are a part of the Free Polish government.
If we're playing
They're not
D&D,
really
they
in
throw
this area.
fireballs at us like
All right.
crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, maybe we'll see about that TikTok thing, and then maybe we do have that.
Okay. Okay. Well, to help you guys make up your minds here, I do have some intel. I'm sure happy to share with you. Of course,
you.
to our east is well, east and north is the 21st and the 12th. Their general the Soviet operations area. Just to the southeast is the general operational area for the 9th and the 129th motorized detachments.
So a Fubad.
Probably would not want to go directly south. Probably southwest would be my recommendation. But they do move around, or we could still run into them, even headed to the southwest.
And that is kind of old information because that was back when we were in Lots.
Yeah, so
And it's been over
that's
a week since then.
yeah, so that is about a week old information. So
Well, when we heard on the radio they were dying down.
You know how many bridges there are over the Oder?
east and west flying.
Over the Oder? Oh, that depends. Most of them probably.
I thought they went on to.
Yeah.
Most of them will be under someone's control, either the British or either the
What about
NATO
done?
or Soviet.
You be done, I'll be over, and you be under.
That's quite a ways away. So,
Well, actually, not really.
well,
Now that you get the accent, I think the Boston accent.
As well, it's down by
Well,
Rooklaw,
I guess so.
and
But I
we're
hope that been-
over here in this general area.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it'll still be
Florida.
maybe a couple of days travel
I have never been in Boston, but I have the accent.
going
Nor have I been in Maine. In fact, my parents were from Hawaii and Nevada.
So, what's the general consensus? We gonna move out tomorrow, and where are we headed?
I think if we do move out, we got to figure out where the hell we're going.
Well, he just said southwest. Seems to be our best avenue.
Czechoslovakia is part of NATO or not?
no, it's not a part of it.
It's not. So I it'd be my recommendation to try to head west as much as possible. Not actually going into Czechoslovakia, but headed towards Dresden and Germany.
As long as we just get a, what is it, the RV from Stripe.
If we can find that,
We're good. We're good.
or the thing from Damnation Alley.
Yeah.
Big crawl.
The Landmaster.
The Landmaster.
Somebody bought that. I remember watching the show. They found it and bought it.
But
I love that thing.
it probably would be good to get out of this barn and get moving somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to be checking that out pretty soon.
Well, somebody probably still uses this bar.
Somebody actually.
Looking at the cottage,
Well, that outhouse has been used recently. I can guarantee that.
well, yeah, you were just in there.
you.
Yes.
Just go ahead and roll your recon, Wayne.
Yes,
The Russians hiding in the outhouse.
They're like,
You were pooping on them. You didn't know it. No,
did you see that Japanese guy?
8 again.
I got the blue.
Success.
What are you? There's only one hole. You have to wait outside. It's raining.
That side door, the back door that he came in, you can kind of hear it kind of open a little bit and then closes again.
I'm gonna move that way.
Okay, you kind of move over. He suddenly starts moving over towards that man door.
I can pause and look.
Get yourself ready.
Looking on it. You said you were
Down in the
wrong,
car again.
gentlemen.
You get over.
Well, I was. Not to say there's anything not out there.
Flip the nods down and
It's closed again. It opened and then it closed again.
is it latched or is it just like
It's not latched from your side,
okay?
and it doesn't latch from the other side.
Yeah. I'm gonna use the rifle barrel to push it open.
Okay. You kind of push it open. You got your night vision on. You kind of look out. You don't see anything right away, going back out that way. If you kind of look over to the right a little bit, you kind of see someone kind of slowly kind of moving, not slowly as in sneakily, but slowly as in difficultly, kind of moving back as quickly as he can, but it doesn't look like he's ready. He's kind of hunched over, kind of back over towards that debris where that cottage was.
Back.
Yeah.
Over, like going over this way.
Yeah, pretty much the same route that he had taken coming in towards you.
Yeah.
Anybody following you?
I kind of.
Not that I was aware of.
And it's he's in civilian clothes.
Yeah.
Stoy.
And go ahead and step out.
Okay. He kind of stops and kind of raises his hands. And kind of shakily a little bit.
I run over to that window that's right there.
Okay, you kind of run over there, and you don't see him as well as he does.
Yeah.
But you can kind of see a figure out there. Probably with enough moonlight, you can kind of see he's got his hands up and everything.
Oh no, Moonlight is a werewolf.
In Russian, do you speak Russian?
He kind of, yeah, a little.
English.
He's kind of said something else, and he's speaking Polish.
Yeah.
But then he goes,
About time to murder him,
then he goes, little English.
You just see the Scotsman trying to talk to the
Yeah. A little English. It's funny. Same here. That's about all I can speak a little bit.
English. Pure English hard.
What do you mean, guys?
No trouble. No, I
There's
don't
an
need anything.
EM50 urban assault vehicle. That's the
yeah,
one.
that's the stripes.
Oh, yes. Very good, Dirk. You win a prize for being very lonely and sad
You can
tonight.
have a nut.
You can have that.
Go nuts,
He
Dirk.
probably actually does kind of turn around now, and you can see it's an older guy.
Yeah.
Probably in his 60s or so.
You need help? Are you
I'm gonna put
worried?
the
Would you
sign
like
out front
surgery?
now. Open the business.
Because I just came for my stuff. No, you take.
What stuff do you need?
Nothing. He's scared.
Yeah.
Old farmer.
Maybe.
Well,
Or
come on in.
B.
Yeah.
Come on in.
Kind of reluctant. He's pretty hesitant.
Yeah.
You want to try and persuade or command or
Get your ass in here!
Get out of there, so
or threaten. Either way.
Doesn't mean he's
No,
obviously
go ahead
an old
and
man or
try.
something.
Yeah. Well, for him it is. Like
Yeah.
you still kind of. You're not too sure because you can't see very well. Because that blindfold on.
I don't understand why I had to do this and the mule outfit.
Saturday night, man.
We won't hurt you.
Much.
What are you rolling?
Empathy.
Anthony? Okay.
That's all I got.
Okay, go ahead. Anyway, stall.
2. So not a success.
Okay. He still seems pretty reluctant. Does anybody else?
Yeah, I'm kind of like, who's he talking to?
Well, I'll go to the window and I'm like, now what do I have to roll? I have to
What you're trying to do.
I'm like, I'm one of the one that says like, are you hurt? Hurt, doctor, hurt.
He does, that's kind of odd.
blow shit up.
He actually, oh no, he runs. I've already had my fucking college book. Good shit.
Chiropractor. I'm still a doctor.
It's still a doctor. He kind of, when he says that, I mean, he kind of starts coming forward and he kind of says something. You're not sure what he says. He says it more in Polish than English.
I mean, I have persuasion and empathy, so should I
Oh,
roll?
well, you could have rolled persuasion, yeah.
So what do I roll?
Persuasion and empathy together.
So what's your empathy?
D.
Okay, so a 6.
So that's a 6-sider.
Well,
so
use
not
the-
those. The, and then what's your...
Empathy is a D8.
Okay. So roll them both.
And now hold on. I'm going to give you a bonus.
Okay.
So you're going to raise the lowest one.
So they're going to be 2 D8s.
Where'd you get those dice at again, Dale?
I got mine from Noble Knight Games, but you can get them anywhere.
I got my hand up.
Yeah.
So I rolled 2 8s and not the 6.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I got an 8 and a 7.
Well, both successes.
Oh, yeah. So you got 2 successes.
What was my target then?
Well,
That's
success.
That's 6.
Anything that's 6 or higher.
Yeah,
is
just
a
like
success.
Oh, and regardless of
just
6.
like Tales from the Loop, you need a 6.
I got this.
And this one, I like Tales from the Loop. This one, just in combat, is where you really want a lot of successes. Occasionally, if I say something, if you get more successes, I might do something like, okay, it doesn't take an entire shift to do something. So,
Right.
So it's basically same Russian, same Slavic language family. Thank you, Greg.
Yeah, but there's still enough of a difference that it's not necessarily, especially if you're talking about an elderly peasant in the Midland. Poland.
yeah.
Spanish and French, I mean, it's still got the same roots, but
The other thing to remember with the dice, if it's a 10 or better, it's 2 successes.
Right.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm.
Well, I had an 8, or it's only 10s.
But yeah, 10s or higher.
10 or higher.
So that's where, if you have an A and you're rolling a D12,
Right,
you
never
can
really-
get 10, 11, or 12 and
Gotcha.
get double.
Awesome. Okay. All right. Well,
He's basically kind of starts coming over when you kind of say something about doctor or need help or something like that. He kind of starts coming over with a little more easier and everything. He basically kind of gets up to the door. He still has his hands up though, but yeah, he looks like just like an old farmer or whatever. But you know, he's kind of hunched over, a little hunchback,
I'll
kind of hard.
I'll try to help him.
Okay,
Get
kinda-
his
I'll come over the
feet.
door a little bit. Have my pack.
I'll follow him back in
Is he,
looking around
Let's drop on.
as we do.
is he visibly wounded at all?
No, he's not. He's not actually visibly wounded.
Just
All right, let's
Old
change
decrepit.
that. Shoot him. Now I can treat you.
But he just kind of like, I just came for potatoes. And he kind of points over towards like an area that you never looked at.
Okay.
You know, and he kind of points over there, and you can see there's somewhere underneath like a bench. There's like a bucket or something. It's got some dirty, tattered rags and cloths over it and everything.
I wouldn't want
I'll go
this
over and
anyway.
grab him.
Hmm?
I'll go over and.
Okay, you kind of go over and kind of grab them. Yeah, there are some wild potatoes.
Okay. Stay in a bag.
Yeah, they're in a little
everything.
All right. Yeah, I'll pick him up. Kind of like and take him over to her,
Okay. He kind of like,
and I'll set him down in front of him.
okay, what do you got? There's no hurt.
Wow.
No, we never.
I kind of like that. I first drink. You have a drink.
No drink. No distill since a long time.
Come on, I'm like, you okay?
You're a doctor.
Yeah. See.
Ah, sí, señor.
El Taco Bell.
Quiero Taco Bell.
Yes, I can never order the right thing off that menu.
I'll offer a drink of water out of my canteen.
All right, he gladly kind of accepts it. Sloppers all over the rim.
He opens his shirt.
like a
there's
dog.
mouth there. He's like, thank you.
Was the potatoes off?
Repeating in both English and Russian.
Flash dancer.
Asking, have you seen any Soviet or Polish forces in the area?
He needed a chiropractor.
No, on the main road. You don't come out much. Stay hidden. Store food here though. For storage. Wife is cough.
Oh.
Tuberculosis. Ebola.
I'm
COVID.
now
COVID.
6 feet.
She has 6 feet? My God.
Well, we amputated. Now she's got 4. So
Yeah.
this is a question for Brad.
I
Medical.
got a thing for you too first, actually.
Oh, I got a thing for you.
Okay, actually, for all of you, if you have med kits, which you should all have, I believe, you get 3 uses out of them. So write down 3. I'm changing that from the way they do it in the book. And then Mike, you've got a doctor's kit, correct?
Yes, I have pain reliever, surgical rations, surgical instruments. Sorry. Yes.
Is it doctor's kit or surgeon's kit that you have?
Surgical instruments, it says.
Okay, surgical instruments. Okay.
I am a surgeon, but
Hey, let me check. Is there a difference between?
well, it probably has a bone saw, and
I believe it. And
there's like an entire it's an entire ER. It's like in the back. You just hit a button. Meet George Jetson. It's so difficult to put it back
It's
in.
yellow and it's got all sorts of little crosses on it. It's
Okay.
Felix's bag of
Yours
tricks.
Yours is pretty much just a surgical for a surgical kit. But I'm going to have you write me down. I changed a little bit how we do medicine and stuff.
Okay.
Going back doors.
thank you, Wade Brady, for the like.
Thanks, Wade.
Our initiator has joined us.
Yay! Please save your friends. Abandon our friends.
Send us fireballs so we can eat hot nuts.
Nope.
No.
Belay that.
Belay that, belay.
Now, are those two different kits then?
Yeah, they are two different kits.
Okay.
So yours is primarily for surgeries,
Okay.
and the doctor's kit is pretty much for general medicine. But I am going to give you some stuff here. What's the kind of friggin' thing that I wrote?
Some ether. Nitrous oxide canister. That's for the Humvee. No, I'm
That's his personal use.
yeah, I'm wearing that. Witness me.
Wherever you want to write these down.
All right, what now?
This is mine. Fever reducer. Mild pain relief.
Oh,
Ibuprofen.
Advil.
Strong pain relief.
morphine.
Motrin. You said mild.
Mild and strong pain relief. And then mild and strong antibiotic.
Green tea, black tea.
Bactine.
Bactine. Yep. Listerine actually is just used for everything. Any
Kills
floors.
99% of bacteria.
Kills 99% of all human life.
I had a
Every
pain
time you
reliever.
look at it.
Bacteria.
Okay, and then right now also antitoxin. So these are just things that you can have. So now what did you have originally?
I had pain reliever 20.
I would say so put that as mild pain relief. 20. Did you have anything else listed?
4 rations.
Well, besides that.
Man, look at that. Empty Twitch chat. Just frickin' barren.
Yeah.
All you TikTokers, we are on Facebook and Twitch also. If you'd like to check out our link tree on our homepage of our.
A totally different view.
Just the pain relief that you had, right? That's all.
Yeah, that's the only thing I had.
Okay, so go ahead and roll
It's the same stupidity.
Can we chat with you there too?
2d10 or give me 3d10.
3d10. Okay.
Here's another one. We only got 2. You have to roll another one.
So I got a 10 and a 5. And another 5.
So that's how many fever reducers you'll have.
20.
5 and 5. That's 20.
Okay. Fever reducers.
That's a popsicle up your butt.
Roll 2d10.
This thermometer tastes funny.
Oh, whoops. That was last page.
Sorry.
Let me clean it off.
17.
Okay, you have 17 strong pain relief.
Now this is what I wrote down earlier? Or is this in addition?
Well, I gave you the categories to write down.
Oh, and these are the numbers.
And these are the numbers you're getting.
Okay. So fever reducers. Okay. So
And this category won't really change it. So
Okay,
you can use that as your list.
okay. So I got 17 mild.
Strong.
Strong.
Okay.
17 mild, 25 hot.
Yeah.
16
Fire.
style.
All right. I would like to try for mild for $200.
2d10
He's got a small meth lab in
Hey.
his pocket.
10.
for mild antibiotics.
Okay. Okay.
And then 1d10 for strong antibiotics.
1.
That sucks.
For what?
Strong antibiotics.
Oh, great.
I get a free reroll, don't I?
And no. And then nothing for the antitoxins. Those are something you can get a hold someday, but
You know how to use them.
you don't start with any.
Oh, okay. I gotta catch me a couple snakes.
Okay. So those are the drugs that you have that you
Gotta
start with.
milk some rattlesnakes, but I can't find a stool that small.
So your certificate will have stuff. Your certificate will have
buckets
stuff
are hard
for
for
like surgery and stuff, but you won't be able to use it for like first aid or anything like that. If you
What's
get
going on?
you can use that for first aid and for general medicine.
Okay.
So, and there'll be like a certain point for the doctor's kit, like you'll have like 5 uses for it if you have it. That will work as like a first aid kit. And then you'll have to like resupply it. You won't lose the tools for general medicine, but you'll have to resupply
Okay.
it. So I'm sorry for that interruption, but go ahead.
Fine.
Okay, and I gotta go. Any rations? Rations? Yeah? No. Bang, bang, bang.
Oh,
Rations.
that's called
Russians.
Oh, Russians. Not Russians. Man, your accent is horrible.
Not Russian.
All right, well, let's have the kid. Let's have his Lord and Maya to talk to him then. And you spout some Japanese. This should be interesting. The guy will probably blow his head off. Just go.
Here goes main road. Up and down. Trucks. And you see now, yeah.
And you? Where are you? You? And you?
Oh, he kind of points over towards where the roads, the debris is, where the cottage used to be.
You're living in there?
Kind of nods.
Oh. I say we get some throw pillows and let them move in here.
They're probably in a basement. Okay, it's hard to say by anyway. They're down below.
The cellar.
In the cellar. Thank you very much.
Stella.
Cellar. All right. Show me your wife.
I'll go with them.
Okay, you kind of motion, and he kind of.
Actually, I kind of look at you and I'm like, maybe I should go with him.
Let's all go.
Well, you got somebody to watch the car.
Well, stop that! I can't stand that.
I'm sorry. All right.
Let's
I'll
face
talk
it.
normal.
We will now never be Nixon. We will now never be playing in the Northeast anytime because
Hey, watch the car while I go to the bar.
Look,
I'm drunk.
you got a sick lady and an old man. You meet people at the door.
I have
Maybe I should go and kind of calm down.
Everybody, wait. We're gonna go and see these old people and hopefully have a victory. If you want Nixon, I'll give you
we need to
Nixon.
get into alcohol quick.
This is what withdrawals do.
Is this what you want?
Just be careful. I throw the 16 at you. Make sure you know how to use that.
I am a doctor. Yeah, that's right. China is a good place to go.
I'll give you a couple grenades too.
I don't
All right.
need to-
Yeah, I can't. I'll
What you walking into, man?
It's not fucking that bad.
Yeah, it is.
Well, that's why you're
All
supposed to cover us.
All right. Well,
From
I
here.
don't know. Show me where you live. Okay.
Perfect. It's
Yeah,
perfect.
he's got it.
Yeah, that's called Mike.
Yeah, I know.
I
It's
hand you your
perfect.
M16. I grab mine. I grab
Finally found his inner mic.
Yeah, I'm like,
He kind of starts
Well,
moving.
that's okay then.
Is
But still
you
taking
guys
grenades.
are arguing or what?
What?
You guys arguing or what? Because they're starting to leave the building.
yeah, I grab the shotgun. I'm like, you keep your grenades. Throw them if you need them. I just drop the damn thing.
Was one of you going with them? Or?
Yeah, I'm going with them.
Yeah.
I guess him and I are covering them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can keep out.
If we walk
that
into a
side,
trap,
kind of keep
take the
out.
call.
Yeah.
You kind of head on over there.
So we gotta like do this stealthily.
He doesn't seem to.
Yeah,
And I don't either. Then
He's like
So then
saying,
again, he doesn't move very fast either. You kind of get over to the debris. You can see there's one corner where it's really thick. You can't get into it, and then there's there's basically the foundation, and you can see where the roof is collapsed in and stuff. But there's one spot where it's kind of, you got to kind of crawl in a little bit under where part of the roof bends, and there's basically what used to be a cellar door, and it's kind of covered up. And but you can kind of, when he gets there and starts lifting, you can see where the outline of it is, and he kind of lifts it up, kind of hard.
I moved him out of the way and like.
Okay. But Brazzi, you know, he kind of said something Polish and kind of.
Yeah, Brazzi.
Sausage.
Better have vodka down there.
You kind of go on down, and basically there is a little cellar there, and you can you can start hearing someone kind of coughing a little bit.
You and I are taking place in the case right now. Look at you.
The place is kind of, it's a very tight place.
Yeah, I kind of like put a handkerchief on it so you cover
Let's
your
go
mouth.
back. What's the?
Just, it's a pretty tight place, and it's like whatever they had left, they kind of brought down here. Packed away on some homemade shells.
Oh, no, we got it, but
there's a little bit of food here and there, but not a whole lot.
I couldn't figure it out when I was in the army either.
Kind of stashed.
I'll help you later.
Probably the potatoes would probably
I'll just hand you ammo.
last better in the dark.
We'll do it like the rest of
there, you know, better than
You shoot, I'll hold your ammo.
but you can see kind of covered up. It's July, but she's still kind of covered up. Like
You just find a
she's
grenade launcher. Not easy.
seems to be his wife and everything. She's kind of maybe a little bit older.
Well, yeah.
And he kind of said something
My own.
in Polish that she kind of looks at you guys and kind of reacts like, "Oh God, no, this is it." You know, like she's like, "Oh, these
I
guys are
kind
trying this out."
of hold my hands up, kind of
No, yeah.
look around, put the shotgun.
He kinda laughs.
I put the potato down.
She kind of calms down, and he kind of points at you and over to her and everything.
All right.
1 and 1 is 2. 2 and 2 is 4.
So, all right. Basic medical prognosis. You're old and you're sick and you're gonna die. Okay. I see any liquor down here?
No, you do not see. Wait. No.
I'm gonna make a liquor.
There's a booze cabinet over there.
There's a giant cabinet. I will perform a miracle for you. You keep the potatoes. We're taking that.
Let me find.
Leave the balls out. Get the cabinets nice. Put the potatoes in the
Okay. So, what we're gonna do? You're gonna. Now, this is mostly. This is not really your expertise. This ain't surgery. This is more general medicine. Okay, so you're gonna make a diagnosis.
Okay. You're sick. That'll be $400.
If you were
400 potatoes.
if you were in the States, yes.
Basically, as a field surgeon, you can get to make it without, but you just no bonus for it.
Okay.
So you're gonna roll your field surgeon.
Medicaid.
Yeah, Medicaid. You're gonna pull out your Medicaid.
How much of Medicaid card?
Well, it's gonna take a while.
Medicaid pass.
And let me give me one moment here before you roll.
There was a moment. Oh, moment, not movement. Movement.
No counts.
Yes. So I specialize in gastroenterology.
Gastronomy.
Yeah, gastronomy. It's like I look at your butthole and predict the future. Astronomy.
I study Uranus.
That's right. I predict the future. I'm staying in Uranus. What?
Sure, astrology you're talking about?
Yes, astrology. I follow the lines of your bottom to find your future.
Oh, look, it's the planet of the gapes. That's
I see your butt line is very long.
Okay, just go ahead and make a roll.
Now, medical aid plus my empathy.
Yes, you always roll the 2, the main attribute and the skill.
I got a 9 and a 1.
Okay, so you got 1 success.
And 1 failure.
That's fine. So it's only if he pushed it that he would have a problem.
Okay.
So, and it has to be 2 of them, not just 1.
okay.
So, okay. So you kind of look her over everything and kind of you still got some general stuff that you can check around pulse and all that. And you think it's just basically a minor, one of the few minor diseases. It's not a major disease, but it is a minor one. It could get worse.
It's bubonic plague.
It's mine.
That is on
Called
here.
war. You're suffering from war, ma'am. Your best thing is go to like Hawaii. If it's still there, I don't know.
It's unlikely that she would die from it, but it could get worse and everything. You probably would recommend like fever reducer, mild pain relief, or a mild antibiotic.
Well, he is an American doctor, so all of the above.
Strong pain relief and strong antibiotic and probably amputation.
Dead. Dead tomorrow. Nobody gets it. You really want to keep? You still want to stay here?
Stay here, stay safe. Not go too far.
Okay.
Well, is there something you can give them now?
Yeah, I can give you something. Yeah. I at this point, I probably should, and for ourselves, but yeah.
We're gonna be dead tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like,
Help her out.
Yeah.
Help her out.
Okay, so, okay. I hope I'm not cussing you out. But, hey, her. Okay. Could go raw. I feel like a caveman.
What are you doing?
All right.
You think my wife is going to get on a roller coaster?
Yes. Take my pills and go somewhere. I'm like, you.
I can't
Well, the Doc OD. Let's get out of here.
I just like it's bad, but not very bad. We stop it now, and I can point out things to do. You know, she'll get better, but if not, she could get much worse.
Take two of these and call me in the morning.
Don't call me in the morning. So what did you say? What was it?
Fever reducer, mild pain relief.
I got plenty of
antibiotic. You probably just do go with the fever reducer and a mild antibiotic. It's not like she necessarily needs the pain relief to get up and go somewhere, you know.
So the antibiotic instead of the fever?
No, antibiotic and the fever reducer. The pain
That's a
relief,
lot of potatoes.
and probably about 2 of each.
Ooh, my God.
She didn't make it. Sorry.
I'm not a good doctor.
Probably like one for I think.
Brad's the American doctor now. Take one of it, 2 of each. You better take 3. Take a week's supply.
I'll only correct
Just to make
that.
sure.
It probably would be. Depends on if you would just give them the antibiotics, because the fever reducer only lasts for about a shift. So you would, if you really want to make her comfortable, you would probably have to end up at least giving her like 4 to 8.
No, screw that.
So
She had liquor, yes.
the antibiotic would last a day, so like 2 to actually get her.
2 of those.
So you
That's
kind
all
of give
you
her
get.
2.
You
You
get
kind of make
hooked.
sure
Find
just 1 per
another
day. You kind of tell them everything.
This is gold. Okay? So I got my ticket to heaven
He kind of,
for today.
kind of thanks and kind of shakes your hand and everything like that.
Yeah.
And then it's he kind of turns and starts rummaging around a little bit. And then he kind of comes out and he pulls out, looks like a bandolier, and he basically kind of hands it, kind of offers you at first, but then he kind of motions it over to you.
Okay.
And most of it, it's empty, but there's 2 magazines for an M16 in it.
Oh. I got a none.
And then he kind of goes and he kind of offers a few of the potatoes and everything.
Sure. Thank
So
you.
let me see how many did he actually have.
You give her 2 pills, I give you half a potato.
Yeah, I'll give her 1 pain reliever so that way she's fever reducer so she feels a little better. Or pain reliever.
She probably doesn't need pain reliever because she's not going to be doing anything.
I'll give her 1 of the
So
pills.
fever reducer, Mike, reduces the fever.
Yes, I know I can play a doctor quite well.
Pain relief is mostly for the pain you're feeling, but she's not going to be up and
So,
around.
Brad, you need about 50
So
of
she
those.
doesn't really need it too much. Okay. An antibiotic to kick in the virus killer things.
Yeah, I know.
So he gives you 1 unit. It's not a whole lot, but it's 1 unit of food.
For 1 person.
Yeah, for 1 person. He gives that to you.
I get the potato.
You get a vodka out of it.
It's true. You get more.
And that reminds me too, when you guys,
You need to write
when
that
you're
down.
done with combat, you empty a magazine. Make sure you keep that magazine written down somewhere because that can be reloaded. Don't
All right.
Bandolero.
I just want to make sure,
How many magazines?
2 magazines.
Well, I mean, but if you get loose ammunition, you can put it back in there too.
That's one of the skills I'm picking up. 'Cause I'm a chemist already, so I can make
Yeah.
black powder.
So he kind of
And I had
everything.
Bandolero
Make a
with
bullet.
2. That's in it, right?
Reloading, so I can put them
Yeah.
together.
He does have it.
Except
For
I
M16.
don't use black powder in the.
Oh, I well, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, no, they use a different type of
You build a Krakow.
thing. It's a chemical compound. So
Krakow? What's in Krakow?
different type of propellant.
Freedom.
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 Okay. Now I can point to the badge, America.
No. Whiskey. Polish.
Oh, Free City.
I need to learn yes for Polish.
I'll go back into my other voice and go to Spanish.
He's like, yes, you go.
That's it.
Safe there?
Kind of shrugs a little bit.
Safer than here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of throw my head. I'm like,
I'm not there.
well, I'm like, I kind of ask him, you have a well for water here?
He goes, tell me water. I find water.
Krakow. All right.
Crack house, right?
So, does he need something to help lift that door to get out?
Probably not. He's sleeping.
Oh,
I mean, one day, but for right now, I mean, he seems, you know how old people are.
I know, but I would rig something since he's got.
Yeah, if we rig something, somebody might be able to find a way in.
Yeah, true.
All right. Well, I shake his hand. Thank you.
Okay.
Good luck. Good luck.
He thanks you and everything. And she kind of thanks you for everything.
Won the day. One.
Pulls up martini.
Well, all right.
Another pill bottle.
What? What not? A couple uppers falling in on you. And the golden brother. Oh, all right. Well, we'll help ourselves out.
Okay. You
Put it back and kind of hide it back up again. So.
Okay. You kind of head back over to the barn.
Yep.
These guys come on back.
Meanwhile, in the barn, I've just stretched out. And I'm going to take a snooze, guys. It's been a long foot slogging.
We're probably going to take off in the morning, I'm sure.
Kind of get on back to the barn.
Use the
Kinda
special
stretch out
code.
a little bit.
Just come the fuck, man. We see you walking through the goddamn yard. What'd you find, alcohol?
No. But
Yeah, I kind of pull out the
bandoleros.
2 magazines.
Hey, you got one for your M16 I throw back at you.
I had my shotgun. I put mine back in the car. Like, yeah.
But the old guy said Krakow. Guess it's a free city.
Go to Krakow.
Crack house. Right.
Yeah, at this point. But yeah, I said Poland's a free
It
city.
said it was
so-
freedom there. It was Polish. So don't know what that means, but where's Krakow?
Well,
College food.
It sounds like a bit like a paid module or something.
You don't have to do it when I say.
Yeah, I know.
Krakow is back over this way, southeast, like east and south.
Oh,
Oh, fucker, you do.
You said that information was a week old, so we're either going to run into Russian troops or we're going to miss them and get to Krakow.
If Krakow is a safe place, they probably got surrounded.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Southwest?
Southeast.
Well, if that old guy said Krakow's the way to go, he's probably got better information than our friend we just made.
No, that's from the point of view of the Poles.
Right.
He was definitely thankful for helping his wife, so I don't think he'd steer us wrong.
Just may not be what we're really wanting to do.
It's up to you, fellas. I'm just driving.
If you're,
Back.
if you're waiting to go home,
Tomorrow, I'm going to bed.
Krakow's kind of the wrong direction.
You do know, Dennis,
Yeah.
for you, there is operatives that were in Krakow. That would be like the next major one outside of Lodz. Like Lodz is the major center for the DIA. Krakow would be one, but you don't know who or what. Well, not what, but you don't know who runs it or if they're still there.
Yeah.
We'll say right about this moment, you start to hear heavy vehicle rumbling the road
towards here.
towards here,
Oh.
and we will stop here.
Thank you, Brad.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you, Brad, for the game, and thank you, Dennis, for hosting. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Yeah.
Make sure to tune in next Tuesday. Hopefully, we'll continue this shenanigans.
Yep, and thank you, Wade, for being our number one person. So we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody who joined and gave likes.
You wanted to eat hot nuts. You got 100 subscribers to YouTube. The next time we do TikTok,
That's the hot nuts in the can. Nothing else.
And nothing else.
Make sure to join us on TikTok next week too. Give us 100 Fireball. Can. Till then, we'll see you all next Tuesday night. Have a good one. We'll see you soon.
Have a great night. Enjoy your night at the bar.
That's it.
So